Hello, everybody, and welcome to Battle Lounge's Quarantine League Season 2 Last Chance Qualifiers for Street Fighter V. I am, once again, Keeper253, and I'm joined today by a new commentary guest who you guys might be familiar with.
Me?
That's you. That's you, baby.
Hey, guys, it's me, Dagger G.
Dagger G,
I'm here to commentate.
a current top 8 finalist for Street Fighter V. You've been duking it out in the trenches of Quarantine League Season 2. You were a finalist last season as well, of course, and, you have a storied history of strong competition across several Street Fighter games, but, specifically people probably would know you recently for your Street Fighter V matches on our streams here in Third Strike, which, you pretty much kick ass and take names in that game, as far as I'm concerned, and Street Fighter V, of course, but,
You're too kind.
Yeah, it's pleased to have you on here. I thought it'd be cool to maybe mix it up a little bit since the finalists can't join the last chance qualifier. Rather than let you guys take a break, I figured I'd pull one of you from the ranks and get you on to commentate.
I see some good names in here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and so for those who aren't familiar or know exactly what we're talking about, Quarantine League Season 2 was a series of 6 tournaments in our regular season play, where the top 8 based on points, you'd earn points based on your placing in each tournament, and the top 8 for that has already been solidified. And then what people are competing for tonight is the 9th seed in the finals, which will be coming up next weekend. And of course, we'll be going on a regular schedule for that. We'll be doing Friday for Soul Calibur, Saturday for Tekken, and then Sunday for Street Fighter V. And the finals brackets are the finals are already the links to the finals are already on our in our Discord. You can type an exclamation point Discord for that link. And if you want to donate to those prize pools, I think we might actually be over $1,000 total across all 3 games for the finals prize pool.
That's sick.
And our top 8 finalists right now, we got Anthony BBQ, Trusty Penguin, Dagger G, who's right here, Sevely, Rain, Shin Matt, Sam Biniam. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And is that Applesauce, I think, over in... yeah. So I think he's our 8th seed for Street Fighter V. We have... what do you see in the bracket here, Dagger? You have any predictions, any favorites here? Anybody that you're just looking forward to see play?
I'm looking forward to Shin Un, or Nano Double Trigger. He has a really fun gill, has some cool tech.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you may have seen, I think it was during Quarantine League number 5, he had a, kind of like an Evo Moment 37-esque clip that where I think he was playing NC Shake, who recently won Tekken 7's Last Chance Qualifier last night, and Shake went for the super to try to chip him out, and he parried all of the Chun-Li super hits, and then went right into an optimized punish. It was super hype.
Yeah, that's a highlight for the ages, man.
Yeah. Let me see here. I think the bracket's still unpublished. Let me see. It's not unpublished?
I got it here. Let's see.
Just waiting for the update. Here we go. So I think we're going to be looking at Mr. Karate versus Droller first up. That should be pretty tight. We've been seeing Mr. Karate busting out the doll seam several times during the tournament here. It's got a really nice doll seam going on.
I don't think I'm too familiar with these guys.
Yeah, there's a few people in here who've been in and out, but a lot of these folks, like Look at My Dance, Tyrannia, Shin Un, Mr. Karate, some of these people, and Merman, of course, and Scarlet Zero, all of these people have been in, a large number of their brackets, and of course, you see him as Battle Lounge TV in the bracket there, but that's our good friend ZHX, going to be busting out the newly buffed Ryu. People are placing pretty high on the tier list recently, which is weird to see for Ryu.
Yeah, do you think it's really like as strong as people are making it out to be?
I don't know. It's hard to say without seeing some tournament results because it's like on paper he does seem pretty good. Like his V Trigger 2 changes where he can combo into the V Trigger 2 parry, and the fact that he gets ridiculous stuff like low forward naturally comboing into EX Jodan kick is pretty crazy. So like with those two buffs right there, Ryu's 1 bar damage shot through the roof. It's crazy now.
I mean, it's still damage though. I mean,
yeah.
I still feel like you have to like outplay your opponent honestly with him.
100%. And I mean, Ryu's problem, in my opinion, was never really damage, especially after he got EX Jodan kick in the last version of the game. His damage was pretty good. His struggle was always like getting in because his throw pressure is not scary. You can disrespect fireballs pretty bad in this game. He didn't really have like dominating pokes or any like cheap get-ins like a lot of the high tier in this game tends to have. So his changes are obviously good, and he's definitely stronger. But I think we'd need to see some like actual high-level tournament results to say for sure if he really is as strong as some people seem to think.
Yeah, because he's always been like what did they used to call him, the ordinary guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he still is to a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean Ryu, he's a hard-working guy, works for everything he's got. He's not going out trying to flash any money or anything. He drives a 1998 Toyota Corolla that's in pretty good shape. He's got 1 debit card and 1 credit card, in the same wallet that he's had for 13 years.
I don't need to build my credit score. I'm good.
He's just a good old dude. I mean, I'm happy to see that, that he at least got some buffs because since season 1 where he was like so freaking strong, and then just to see him get nerfed to the floor and basically be like bottom tier for like
I
3 straight years.
wonder what the philosophy was.
I don't think Capcom has always had the best idea of what to do with every single character in this game. Like you can tell that they'll make some of these balancing changes and stuff, and I don't know if they're specifically picking certain characters to be high tier or something, like they did with Yun in Street Fighter 4.
Mm-hmm.
But some characters I'm just like, it seems like they don't exactly know what the character needs to bring them into viability. And I feel like they've been that way with like Nash for a long time, Ryu, Alex, and I'd probably say Vega for sure. It's kind of a lot of characters that sort of seem to be like lacking some features to like really keep up in this game.
Looks like we got another match up here.
Okay. Looks like we're going with Punk Waffle versus Bureaubato, aka ZHX, aka Battle Lounge TV.
All right.
The many monikers of the local PDX Ryu main.
We were just talking about Ryu. Let's see how it goes.
Let's get right in. Oh, Droller is a no-show, unfortunately. Well, that's okay. That actually doesn't really affect the bracket because then it'll just make Shin Un's first round not a bye. What did you think about your experience in Quarantine League Season 2 this season? We saw Anthony dominating a lot of tournaments and stuff.
It's been great. Like, you guys are doing a lot for the community. I really appreciate.
Oh yeah, and big shout outs to Charlie. He's the guy out there doing all the backbreaking work. I'm just here, just moving my mouth around. Yeah, that's just yakking.
All right, we got Ryu versus Ed.
All right, let's see. Ed, another character who I think has received some pretty significant buffs in this patch. I mean, you main Ed, so you probably know better than I. I don't. He seems better.
Yeah, I think he is. He's definitely. It's more like quality of life stuff. I think with the damage. things connecting.
Ooh, nice V skill.
I really like the new V trigger 1.
What does he get?
He gets it's 7 hits instead of 5 hits.
Oh, okay, nice. Did they scale the damage back, or does he just get 2 extra hits entirely?
It gets 2 extra hits, so it does more damage.
Nice, that's really good.
Yeah, and we see Punk Waffle doing a pretty good job with those V skill 2s.
Yeah, it's like really. I mean, with that V skill in his pocket, he can really disrespect Ryu's fireball game quite a bit.
Very punishable though.
The uncharged version is.
Yeah.
Or even because I think the charged version's plus, right? But it takes forever.
It's not plus. It's still negative. You're still negative 2, I believe.
I see. Just safe. Okay.
Yeah.
We are seeing Punk Waffle rocking the V Trigger 2 on Ed, which recently got some pretty significant changes as well, because I believe it just naturally guard breaks on the Snatcher cancel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. You don't get a free combo after that, but the reason they did that is so that you can't V reversal out of the first hit, because it pretty much nullifies it.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I mean, it was kind of on paper, like if you didn't have V reversal, his V Trigger 2 in the old version of the game was, ooh, nice DP, was pretty strong for generating pressure, but that's gonna kill.
The EX.
All right, well, Viraboto was kind of getting beat up in that first round, but managed to close it out, looking a lot stronger in the second round. Punk Waffle's not looking lost though. I think it seems like he's kind of just trying to figure out where to place his bets a little bit here.
Yeah, I think once you get him to like respect the EX, or that you're gonna do it, like he did at the end of the round. I mean, that's still yeah, that still means something. You know, like he'll be looking out for it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, the EX cycle up are working out that time.
Could have punished there.
Yeah, headstand heavy kick, kind of like a lot of moves similar to that in this game, is -4.
Alright.
A little short on that V skill dodge attempt.
Alright,
There's the card crush. Oh, yeah, and there it is. The DP coming out. He does it again! Oh, the madman was... Oh, they're swinging. This is a slobber knocker here.
Yes.
Oh, nice jump, and this could potentially kill? No, not quite. Oh, there it is. Dang, nice comeback from Punk Waffle. They're just keeping it.
Just showing him I'm not afraid to do the EX.
I mean, one thing I would definitely say about Punk Waffle in that little series in the corner there was that he never looked afraid. That's for sure. Not afraid to swing with the EX DP. Not afraid to take a few DPs himself. There's the punish.
Nice anti-air with the medium.
Yeah, it's stand medium kick. It's like good poke and like a excellent anti-air for specific ranges.
Yeah, it's like a kind of like a far range jump ends.
We're going for the lawnmower starter overhead on there. Got a little bit of a whiff punish on the V skill there. Alright, fireball pressure kind of building up for Biraboto here. Punk Waffle might oh yeah, he's getting way far back. Nice.
Getting a little overzealous with those V skill 2s.
Yeah, I mean it's it's understandable. You kind of end up blocking fireballs for long enough, and the one thing that's on your mind is like, how do I just get this guy to stop chucking fireballs? Oh, caught him going for a solar plexus there. I mean, that V skill 2 is minus like you were saying, but not that minus. Alright, Biraboto's got the stun off him. He still has his back to the corner though. Punk Waffle just spinning that EX to get in. Nice. Gets the side switch. Oh, nice challenge on the fireball chain there. Oh, this should kill. Nice stuff from Punk Waffle, tying it up here.
Now that's a message to Biraboto that he can't just freely do those medium kick fireballs.
Yeah.
He's got the EX on reaction.
And I don't know for sure about Ryu because I'm not sure. Like some some
Depends on how
ranges.
late you cancel it. Yeah, it depends on how late you cancel it or the range.
Okay.
But I mean, if you see him do it, you can attempt it, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out.
Right, exactly. And then, you're never at risk for that. And Punk Waffle's got Biraboto in the corner again here. Oh, big drop, and that is crush counter punishable. Biraboto's going to take full advantage of that. Biraboto on the verge of tying it up. Nice block on the Psycho Upper. Oh, this is going to stun. No, not quite, even better. Stun still very much an issue for Punk Waffle. Alright, he gets it off him a little bit here.
You see how...
Ooh, no combo after that? Okay. Oh, VX Psycho Upper coming out again?
He did it every time.
That's a pretty smart move on Punk Waffle's part. I think a lot of people just kind of look at their life bar and they're like, I could take a DP, and then they go in.
He almost lost the game because of that one missed EX.
He did, yeah. He very nearly did. Just keeping him out, man. Punk Waffle is doing a real good job of getting Biraboto backed up to the corner, like pretty early at the start of every round. About evened up on life total here right now. Biraboto's almost got his V-Trigger 1. There it is. V-Reversal out. Biraboto jumping to anticipate the V-Skill, or V-Trigger 2 shenanigans. Ooh, there. Had a better combo there, but I think he wasn't ready for it for the scramble. And there you go. Last game, last round, in the first round of our last chance qualifier for Street Fighter V. Punk Waffle finding a... Oh, it looked like he was going for another really early corner there, but Biraboto finding the side switch that he needed. Uh-oh. Oh, big crush counter stand heavy kick.
Man, this match is all over the place.
Yeah. It's like a pretty interesting mix of like, oh, there's the stun.
That's it. Unless he drops, okay.
Yeah, nice stuff from Biraboto and Punk Waffle. Both those guys played their minds out. And I mean, of course, this is double elimination, and so Punk Waffle will have a chance to play their way out of the loser's side of the bracket here.
You know, one thing I'll say about Ed is the EX Psycho Upper. It's pretty addictive.
Oh yeah. It's like pulling a slot machine. Just like, let's see what happens. It's like, do I gotta... Well, I mean, Ed's Psycho Upper is interesting. A lot of these moves that are like slow reversals are always an interesting move to me, because on paper you sort of think like, oh, it's a slow reversal, so it's bad. But there's actually unique advantages to having a slow reversal, because if somebody has a 3-frame DP, then that means if you're trying to block a reversal DP, it means you only have to block for 3 frames on their wake up, and then you can do whatever you want after that.
Right, like they have enough time to press something else, right?
Right, exactly. But if you're going to go up and stand right next to Urien or Ed or characters like that have really slow reversals, you pretty much have to leave yourself open to a reversal throw on their part in order to block that DP. Or you have to walk so far back that it just isn't enticing for them to do so, and you give up.
Yeah, well, I think against Ed you can do the jabs or...
The jab, yeah.
I don't know if it works against Urien, but...
It does work against Urien, although, I think... I don't know the exact frames of both of their reversals, but it probably does depend on, your character. Some characters have really slow lights, like Birdie and stuff. May not be able to do that so much, but...
Yeah, but I mean, well, the advantage is that it still is, frame 1 invincible, so...
Right, exactly. And I mean, a lot of characters before V-Shift came out didn't even have a frame 1 invincible option, period. A large segment of the cast, really. But... I think this V-Shift change has opened up the defensive options for some of these characters.
Yeah, it has opened up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, it's
interesting too, because it's not super easy to just hit like medium and was it fierce?
Yeah.
Because you have to be in neutral.
Yeah,
So
you can't be holding back or anything.
It still does require some amount of execution.
Yeah, it's a it's a simple enough motion, but it's kind of unique for Street Fighter V because a lot of things in Street Fighter V you can kind of do from a blocking position, so that there's no like dead time on your timing where you kind of miss it. If you're like, well, I want to block until I press medium kick, then it's like you're gonna block until your medium kick comes out, and then as soon as your medium kick's done, you're just blocking again.
Right.
But you actually have to consciously go to neutral to make this happen, so you have to be like ready to go. And I'm assuming it probably has some kind of a reversal window, like dashes and stuff too. So the timing window is probably a little bit lenient, but I mean, if this game needed anything, it was definitely defensive options. So
yeah. All right, looks like we got
Mr. Karate versus Nano Devil Trigger.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
Now I see Mr. Karate. He's been playing Dalsim most of the time, but I see he's got a Sakura on his favorite character selection there. I don't know if it seems kind of wild because I've never seen him play Sakura, but maybe he wants to try it out. I think Sakura's been pretty strong for a while too.
Yeah, me too. Very underrated, even when she first came out.
Yeah, definitely. And granted, she had some pretty significant issues when she first came out, but they pretty much gave her like 2 pages of buffs after that. On that, was it like the season 3 patch, or was it maybe like the season 2.5 patch, and just kind of brought her up to date. And she has like the best 4 frame in the game. She has like gorilla damage with V Trigger 2, and her V Trigger 1's just like an excellent V Trigger all around. Good pressure, good buttons, excellent movement speed, great anti-airs, a DP. It's got a lot going for that character.
Everything you can ask for.
Yeah. Looks like we are, it's seeing the good old trusty Sim here. Nano Devil Trigger, of course, back on his Gil here. But I mean, Nano Devil Trigger has a slew of characters that he can switch to at a moment's notice. I've seen him play some Cammy, I've seen him play some Ken.
Yeah, he's one of those multi-character specialist type of guys.
Definitely. And we are sitting at $45.20 in our pot today. And if you guys want to throw some free money in there, just hit that bracket link and use the coupon code in the contribute field in the upper right-hand corner. And that just throws a free 50 cents in the prize pool. And by no means should you feel compelled to donate out of your own pocket to our prize pool if you don't want to. But we always appreciate it when people choose to do so. And you can do that as well through there.
Right? At least use the coupon code.
At least use the coupon code. It's free money.
Support your team. Support your team.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, Mr. Karate putting up a maze of arms and legs here, but not for too long.
That's just all sim things.
Nice
he has a decent amount of priority on his heavier normals. They have like a good amount of active frames, so he can stick those out, and it looks like it counters the limbs pretty consistently.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, look at exactly like what you're talking about. Very smart stuff from Nano Devil Trigger there, and it gets a shimmy to finish it out. So he was canceling right into that V trigger there just in case.
Style points.
I mean, it's pretty tight, but is it as tight as slow motion putting on your shades with Guile in Street Fighter 4?
Oh man,
I got that one time in a match. It was probably one of my crowning achievements in Street Fighter 4. And if you're saying to yourself, "Well, this guy must have sucked in Street Fighter 4," you're right.
looks like Mr. Karate is doing a lot of unsafe tick into fireballs. Getting punished for it.
Yeah. Oh man, he's got him on the back foot here. Good reversal from Mr. Karate. Quite a bit of white life building up on Nano Devil Trigger's side here. Did you drop out for a sec there? All good. Oh man, instant overhead could kill right now. I don't know. Oh, gets the side switch.
Final round. Fight.
Alright, so 1-1 on rounds here in the first game between Nano Devil Trigger and Mr. Karate.
He's doing those on reaction,
Yeah.
shutting down the fireball game. Let's see if Mr. Karate has an adaptation for that.
Look at all that damage from that big jump in. Nano Devil Trigger doesn't leave it. And oh, nice parry on the V reversal. A little bit too far away to get anything from it.
It's about the message.
Exactly. It's like I'm looking at it's like that's gotta spook you when you're just like, oh. Nice buffer from the stand short for Mr. Karate. The EX shoulder at that range has to be minus. I don't know.
I think he's just
Bullying.
maybe panicking a little bit with missing some punishes there.
Oh, and
Nice.
the
That's
classic. Yeah, I mean, you know, it worked on day 1. It'll work on day 10,000. It's an instant overhead from half screen away is just going to get you sometimes.
That's
Round 1.
ingrained into the character
Yeah, exactly.
ever since. Oh, looks like he missed the dive kick there.
Dalsim has one of you know, the weaker mix-up games in Street Fighter until you're at pixel health, and then he has the best one ever.
Pokes.
Mr. Karate looking pretty solid here. Uh-oh. This could be trouble. Not biting on throw that time. Just remembering.
Did he try to parry there?
Yeah, I think he did, but I think the hits just came too fast for it to work. I don't know. Nice block from Nano Devil Trigger. Oh. But Mr. Karate's going to go up on match point here.
Oh, this is match point already.
Yeah.
It looks like he's losing, but every round.
He's just keeping it. I mean, like Nano Devil Trigger is getting, I think, a lot of the fancier stuff, the bigger combos, and all the corner pressure. But I mean, Mr. Karate's playing a pretty solid low commitment defense here. And I mean, Nano Devil Trigger just being forced to run into just lots of hands and feet, you know. Well, Mr. Karate's on the verge of stun here. Oh, we bit that time on the throw bait. Nano Devil Trigger's trying to tie this up here. They both almost have full super.
You know, I'm noticing that Mr. Karate has kind of, well, just as I say that, but he's kind of stopped relying on those fireballs, those raw fireballs, and you know, instead just doing the far pokes. I think now that opens up like an air attack for Nano Devil Trigger.
Absolutely. I think he was maybe dissuaded from the fireballs because Nano Devil Trigger was being so committed to the shoulder rush offense.
Yeah.
Nice
There
throw.
you go, yeah.
I love that throw animation. He just like picks him up by the head and just squeezes his head a little bit.
It's very disrespectful.
Yeah. He's like, I could just like mess you up for real, but I'm just gonna squeeze your head a little bit. Oh, bam, the EX shoulder tackle coming out. Now Devil Trigger on the verge of tying it up, and there it is.
Yeah, it looks like he's turning it up.
And that stand medium kick from Gil is so good. Like, it's pretty quick for its range, and it goes so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid poke. It's pretty all-purpose.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of one of those nice little tools where it's like you're not going to be on any high fight videos for using it. That's a pretty sick button. Oh, got him with an empty jump low into there.
There's that throw again.
And pressure's on from Mr. Karate. It's starting to look like a little familiar of a situation here where Mr. Karate's back is to the wall there.
Right out of there.
And Nano Devil Trigger doesn't like being in the sneaky old corner. He doesn't want to get stuck in there. A nice jab check. You know, I mean, he took a jab for doing it, but that getting out of the corner like that was important for Mr. Karate.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Mr. Karate has... Oh, that could have been big. You didn't fully capitalize on the EX Fireball hit. Now he's gonna... Now Nano Devil Trigger is the one on match point.
It is time to
He was so close.
fight.
It can be tough to maintain a good mentality mid-match when you were just so close to closing it out.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gets away from you a little bit.
That's very discouraging. You're right. Oh man. That was the big punish.
Oh, and then Nano Devil Trigger has the super, so if he gets the right connect, he could end the match here very shortly. Okay, so he's got the stored the V skill 2, he's got the fireball out.
Pokes.
Nano Devil Trigger pretty content to just block all these hands and feet that Mr. Karate's throwing at him.
Yeah, you know, one thing I never liked about Dawson is how he kind of has to press buttons without even seeing you do anything.
Yeah. Can't really play too reactively because of the startup speed on all that.
Oh man.
EX knee drop coming out, looking just like his brother Urian.
Gil's knee drop is it's a lot different from Urian, isn't it?
Yeah, because
it pushes him back somehow. Or...
Yeah, it recoils back, and I think it's a little bit harder to set up to be plus, at least on the non-EX versions. I think the EX version is probably... I think it's pretty similar to Urian's, if I remember correctly.
Because I feel like I can never punish those things. He like floats back, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, because I feel like some characters might just not have punishes against it, especially if they don't have like a long-reaching cancelable 4-frame. Alright, so we got Scarlet Zero stepping up to the plate next here.
Scarlet Zero, my online nemesis.
Oh yeah, you guys have had some history going back and forth?
I don't even know him, but whenever I see him online, like it's like I can't lose to this guy, you know.
Yeah, I mean Scarlet Zero kind of been one of those players who was entering tournaments for a while. I believe last season. He's entered a lot this season, and you can not that he was like a bad player when he entered, but you could tell that the gears were still turning, like the soup was still boiling, everything was coalescing, and like to see his progress of where they started when they entered when they first started entering the Quarantine League and where they're at now, it's like cool to see that progress that players have over time, and
yeah,
where
that's the game. Like
yeah,
it's what it's all about.
Definitely, and you know sometimes I feel like sometimes with COVID it's been a little bit harder than usual to see that kind of stuff because we're not getting regular offline time in with each other and things like we used to.
Yeah.
But now that I'm kind of doing a lot more commentary stuff, I'm seeing a lot more of these players on a regular basis in tournament and stuff, and so I'm kind of just like, all right, so I saw this guy play 2 weeks ago. Let's see what he plays like now.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're seeing Merman go to E Honda, which is a character that he's been working on to kind of help shore up some of his bad matchups with Zangief.
I feel like this would not be a very good match for Vega.
What makes you think it might not be a good matchup?
Well, Honda's always kind of been like an immovable object. You know,
True.
Like good anti-air, like well, not just good anti-airs, but high damaging anti-airs with the headbutt.
Yeah, the heavy punch headbutt. I think after that they buffed it a while ago. I think does like 160 if you connect on the early part of it now.
And you might even be able to throw some out and hit his limbs.
Yeah, and besides that, like the headbutts obviously create a lot of horizontal movement, which can kind of mess up some of Vega's air shenanigans.
That throw looks so brutal.
Yeah, straight up just hugging him to death. I mean, I've heard of killing him with kindness, but that's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, nice punish on that.
Pretty even on life here. Nobody's really getting a clean hit in yet.
Okay, looks like Merman has the answers for for the air. Oh,
Oh, not that time though. Scarlet Zero fought his way out. Oh, tried to meet him in the air. I think you gotta like, I don't know what Honda's thing would be. Maybe like jump back medium kick, because a lot of times to beat those air shenanigans from Vega, you want to jump back button that oh, he just slaps him, give him the five finger discount to the face. Oh, he tried it again. I think a lot of times you want buttons that like have a more upward trajectory. You know what I mean?
you know, I think the standing fierce he was doing looked like pretty strong.
Hmm. Oh man, timer is becoming an issue. I honestly don't know who. Oh, there it is. Now this is where Merman. Oh, and Scarlet Zero just chasing it in. The cojones on this guy.
Round 2. Fight.
I mean, that move on paper, that EX wall dives, cross up move. It's a pretty bad move on paper, but
It's a gimmick.
it's a total gimmick. But you gotta be really looking out for it. I think pretty punishable on block, but it like covers so far away. Some characters have a hard time with it. Honda could probably get sweep. Oh, nice.
So, you know, when I play Scarlet Zero online, and you know I get hit by that for for the loss or something. It's like, how dare you?
Oh, he tries to meet him in the air again. The command grab coming out, finish it out.
Round 1.
CFN gonna do us the honors. Just move on to the next match here.
Puts away the claw.
Oh, nice jab buffer into the medium punch headbutt. You know what's kind of funny with Honda's light punch hands being plus is you know, when I think about Honda, a lot of times I think about his Street Fighter 2 version where people would just like hold forward and mash the punch button to get the hands to come out, and they would just spam it constantly. Like they kind of somewhat captured that with Honda's light punch hands.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of use it like Ed's flicker a little bit, right?
Right, exactly. Except imagine if Ed's flicker was plus on block.
Right, like you just repeat it. Okay.
Yeah, you don't even need to worry about the distance to set anything up like you do with Ed. Oh, nice buffer from Merman there. Oh, almost got him. Yeah, me too.
Are they fully invincible if it activates the V shift?
Yes, fully invincible. There's some vulnerable frames of recovery on the end. Oh, he got the block that time. Oh.
How dare you?
Merman's
try to win like that. I see you, Scarlet Zero.
It's like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Or how's it go? It says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you ain't gonna fool me again.
the George Bush.
Yeah. Merman, honestly, he's looking like he's got what it takes to tie this up here.
Oh yeah.
Not that he's like steamrolling Scarlet, but he's looking a little bit less lost in the match for sure.
It's just like, you know, it's a timing thing, you know, you know, getting hit by those pokes there, you know. I don't think he's really making any bad choices or guesses.
Mm-hmm. And Vega's one of those weird characters too, where I think a lot of people, ooh, that's a lot of damage. A lot of people look at Vega and they sort of think, like, I don't really need to know this matchup. Nobody plays him, and he's not a good character. But then you fight one, and you're just kind of like, wait, what do I do against this character?
Of course, he has to finish with the most obvious thing, which is the overhead.
Yeah, and that overhead's gonna put Scarlet on match point there. Oh, spinning the EX Orochi throw. Oh, he crush countered the recovery of the V-ship there.
I don't think he even meant to do that. It just was a happy accident there.
I think so, yeah. Honestly, if Merman had seen the stun and gone for a V-skill 2 stock with 2 bars, he might have been able to kill there. Honda's 2-bar damage with V-skill sword is ridiculous. Scarlet Zero is kind of getting hit on the cross with the EX butt slam there. This is going to be, I mean, Scarlet Zero's getting some hits here, but this is going to be a tough hill for him to climb, but oh man, he's making it happen. Merman is just refusing to block. Uh-oh, what's going to... Oh, V-Shift's back to bait the command grab. I was like, what kind of... in my mind, I was just thinking, like, Scarlet Zero has no chance here. Like, what's a Vega going to do with no bars, no V-Trigger?
I mean, he did have to hit him with at least 3 or 4 mixes to even get close to stun, right?
Merman must have just been like, it's like, this guy's going to command the throw eventually. And I can take 3 or 4 series of wrong guesses here, you know? And eventually he did go for the command throw, so...
1-1.
Nice. And you get sneaking a lot of those jab buffers and a medium punch headbutt from Merman.
Yeah, you know, if you kind of throw those out of range, you can just buffer it, and if it hits a whiff or something out, you get the damage.
Right. I think the term that Bafile kind of popularized for that kind of idea was empty cancel.
Empty cancel.
Or I don't know if he pioneered it, but at least that's where I heard the term.
He's one of those tech gods.
I don't even know if I would call him like a tech god. He makes a lot of content that's like instructional. Oh geez, there it is again. And that got him exactly what he needed. Merman is like jumping a lot to try to beat this EX wall dive setup, and he like slapped him out of the air one time, but it hasn't worked out like on any of the subsequent attempts. So I don't know if Merman's got the right answer on that there. Honestly, I would probably just try to headbutt out, just like the medium punch headbutt, just get the hell out of there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you see him go up and...
Yeah, just peace out, just don't want to be around for it. Scarlet Zero not really committing here. Wanting to keep it nice and safe.
You know, that's one of those moves, that wall dive, where like once you find out that your opponent is having a hard time dealing with it, you just get really grimy with it.
Oh yeah, he's like, this guy doesn't know the answers. I can do whatever I want. And it's like, yeah, you can figure that stuff out on the fly, but you really don't want to be figuring that kind of thing out on the fly. Oh no, trying to meet the wall dive in the air again. Scarlet Zero was ready for it. Nice stuff from Scarlet Zero. Merman's going to have this chance to fight his way through loser's bracket over here.
Yeah, Merman can't really say that, he got super dominated or outplayed or anything. It's just like the timing, and then the lack of an answer for that wall dive.
Yeah. It might just be the kind of thing where you have to go into training room and just make the dummy do it over and over with a save state and just try out your different options and stuff. What's that?
Do people still do that?
I mean, if you got something that you need to figure out in this game, it's a pretty useful tool. I mean, and keep in mind too, Merman is a Zangief player. E Honda's like pretty new for him. I think maybe as early as a couple months or something. So there might be some of those kind of matchup knowledge areas.
Like there are certain times when there are specific moves that you have to learn. Like every character has a different answer.
Okay. Scarlet Zero's in the chat saying his standing chop, which I assume probably is the fierce, beats the wall dive.
Yeah, he did it, right?
Well, I think he was going for the jump fierce a lot. But yeah, I mean, stand heavy punch for E Honda is a excellent anti-air.
The space is perfect for that.
Exactly. It starts like right above his head. You got almost kind of think of it like a heavy punch version of Zangief's stand light punch. Has a similar kind of thing where it starts up really high, has a downward mobile hitbox. Just has a good priority against jump-ins and stuff.
Thank God they nerfed Dawson's move like that. What is it, jab?
Yeah. that move was so. I think it probably still works like this, but I don't know for sure because I don't really study Dulcine that much. But it was weird because he did technically have a 3-frame because his stand light punch started up in 3 frames, but the first active frame only would connect against airborne opponents, so it was only a 3-frame normal for the purposes of anti-airing, and in any other way that you would use it, it was a 4-frame normal. It's like such a strange property to give a button. I don't think any other move I don't think there's any other move in the game that has anything like that.
So here's an interesting matchup: Abigail versus Chun.
Yeah, pretty much like 2 complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Round 1.
I mean, Chun, this is the Street Fighter V version of Chun, so she's got some aggression on her, but she's still Chun-Li. She's still doing a lot of walking around, a lot of pressing buttons, and Abigail. Well, I mean, he is pressing buttons, but he's also running around doing a lot of other stuff too.
I've seen Shake play a few times now, and they're really good with their pokes.
Yeah,
the right ones at the right time.
Yeah, and Shake is a pretty solid Street Fighter V player. I believe Tekken is probably his main game, if I had to guess. But I mean, you can see his online rank isn't anything to. Isn't exactly a slouchy rank exactly. Not for whatever that matters. It's just the online.
I think when you know how to approach a fighting game in general and you get to a decent level, you can learn most of them.
I think so, because honestly, the hardest part of playing a fighting game most of the time is going to be just figuring out what people do in different situations.
Right.
And there's going to be similar types of situations across all fighting games.
I'm trying to counter poke with the Fierce.
Bam, just giving him a lot of these knuckle sandwiches here. The Stand Fierce definitely creates a lot of problems for Look at My Dance here. But it can be kind of scary to do it because Abigail can just do the Nitro run at any point and just kind of blast right through that. And that can exactly like what we're seeing right now. All that white life is gone too. That was like a 300 damage throw. Yeesh. I mean, you can play pretty smart for a long time, but by the when Abigail's running at you, I think everybody's about the same amount of smart. You know what I mean?
I think that's one of the harder parts of playing Abigail or big body characters is not getting discouraged when you're eating like a bunch of pokes, and knowing that your chance of winning is coming.
Yeah.
At some point.
You always got to feel like you're in the game, because even with no meter, Abigail's definitely a threat. But look at that, there's like 50% life gone. Andy's got Oki from it. Wake up EX! Sister kicks, that's wild. Alright, the V-trigger...
That's a great poke.
Which one?
The EX legs, that's a really good poke.
It's an excellent poke. It gets all the hits on airborne opponents and everything. Oh, and that throw's gonna finish it out. That was a really good comeback from Shake there. He took a big chunk of damage off that super combo early in the round, but was not dissuaded from still attempting to run his game here. What is crazy? So as I may have previously mentioned, and Shake did win the last chance qualifier for Tekken, so they're auto qualified for the 9th place seed for our Tekken 7 finals next weekend. But it's possible that he could win the last chance qualifier for Street Fighter V as well, which would be wild.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of good players in this last chance qualifier here for sure. But a lot of them are kind of are all competitive with each other. I don't really see anybody in here where I'm just like, oh yeah, this person's gonna dominate. So I mean, it makes as much sense that Shake could win as just about anybody else in this bracket to me.
I don't see as many multi-game masters as I used to.
Everybody wants to hyper specialize, become the.
I mean, but why though? The games are easy enough where you don't have to.
The Tekken guys.
Tekken, yeah.
Tekken's got a good amount of difficulty to it for sure.
You're right.
Chick's just keeping it nice and solid here. He's on match point.
Looks like Look at My Dance is having a hard time with these pokes there.
Yeah. Oh, that's not quite super.
Chop
Man.
the instant overheads.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he got no input on that jump. He might have almost been. Okay, this could be the start of something big. Saves the super smart. Another big. Oh, good lord. Oh, and there it is, caught. That's 2 for flinch and baby smack. All right, Look at My Dance staying alive with just some patient footsies and good decision making. You know, gotta really shout it out to Look at My Dance for like not being discouraged from a really what was shaping up to be a pretty crappy round for him and staring down the barrel of a big old fat L. But like you said earlier, when you're playing big body characters like this, you gotta keep your eyes on the prize. You gotta spend that life bar like it's currency.
Yeah.
And you gotta buy that W.
I could never get into that mindset of you know, taking hits on purpose to get in.
Yeah, it's tricky for sure, especially because I mean I know your characters. You like to play Remy, Guile, and now in this version Ed, who's a little bit different than those two. But the way you play Ed is similar in a lot of ways. But you know,
I think he's gonna have one more chance here.
Yeah, I mean he almost has super. He has V trigger. If he finds a way in. Oh, caught him flinching. I mean, yeah, it's so tricky to sit there and block during all of that. Chun-Li does have gaps during her V-trigger 2 pressure, but
it's so quick.
It's pretty quick. Yeah, you pretty much have to just commit right away to whatever it is you're gonna do.
Yeah, like I practiced trying to EX upper through the you know, the string into Kikosho, even level 1, but it's like you have to do it so fast.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, even because like the uncharged version comes out really quick. Like a lot of times you'll see Chun-Li's don't do this as much anymore because it's a little on the obvious side. But especially when that V trigger first came out, a lot of Chun-Li's were just fishing like stand fierce into the V trigger cancel, stand fierce V trigger, stand fierce V trigger, and that's got a pretty big gap. And so I kind of started. Or a lot of people started looking out for the stand fierce and then basically just reacting as if they were going to be doing the cancel no matter what. And it like worked for a long time, but now people are getting a little bit sneakier with the ranges and buttons that they're canceling into that stuff in, so the frame gaps aren't quite as obvious.
I think before people were more focused on getting the guard break.
Yeah. We got people in the chat requesting a piano rendition of the Guile theme from you, Dagger.
Oh god, it's a MIDI controller.
Well, it's okay. You just load up, just find the instrument file in Ableton, and you'll be good to go.
You know, I have a weird like fighting game issue with my music equipment, and that it comes down to input lag.
Yeah,
like it's only by a little bit, but it's enough to really throw me off.
I feel you. Yeah, and it used to be a lot worse with like consumer grade DAW or consumer grade computers with DAWs. Like the input latency used to be really bad if you didn't have a nice computer. These days, I feel like you can have like a pretty mid-tier computer and it's pretty close, but you know, yeah, you definitely feel it even if we're talking just like like what the equivalent of a frame or two.
Right.
20 milliseconds ish. Definitely makes a difference.
I've been working on turning my stick into a drum pad.
Oh, tight. You know, there actually is
the MIDI fighter.
Yeah, the MIDI fighter. It's so cool. I always eyeball it and I'm like, that's probably pretty tight to use.
Yeah, I know I would never use it as much as, you know.
Right, yeah.
Or use it to its full potential, you know.
I mean, it's kind of it's interesting because it uses arcade hardware.
Yeah.
But but it's also so limiting because of that, because you can't have things like pressure sensitivity on it.
Yeah, they're just buttons. But yeah, I mean, you can do triple taps, like double taps.
Totally. And if you're already used to what it feels like to press those buttons like that, you know.
Do you remember the Street Fighter 2 movie where Bison is like controlling the bombs with an arcade stick?
Yes.
And he's doing the actual moves like
Yeah.
Hadoukens
Round
and
one.
From the Street Fighter cartoon.
Fight.
dude, that was sick, man. No, the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one with Raw
Julia. Yes. All right. Well, we're coming back to Biraboto here. This is the first time we've seen Tyrannia on the sticks tonight, but not the first time we've seen Tyrannia in a Battle Launch Quarantine League tournament, of course. Regular attender of our regular season matches, and I mean Tyrannia. One thing that I would always say to describe Tyrannia's style is he has like a single-minded will. He can have this like single-minded will to keep pressure on you, kind of like what we're seeing Biraboto have right now. So Biraboto taking that first round there.
Round two. Fight.
How do you think this match usually goes? Zeku versus Ryu.
Having played a bit of Ryu myself, oh, that was interesting. Got a trade. Did you see that?
He gets the new counter hit state.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know about that. That's pretty sweet.
Characters that have weird floaty things, they'll go into like a counter hit state. It's very similar to Cross Tekken.
Okay.
Where you get a counter hit in the air, you get a juggle after.
Yeah, and you kind of get like a. I mean, it's been a long time since I played Cross Tekken, but you can kind of get like the magic.
It's a good game,
Comp.
guys.
Fight.
I mean, I had a good time with it back in the day, but it was like I was ultra casual at fighting games back then, so I don't know if I have the most valid, the most like worthwhile opinions of that game. But I had a great time playing it back in the day.
Biraboto is looking pretty in control here.
Yeah, he's definitely looking pretty hungry for this.
Getting the big damage.
Tyrannia's aggressive nature isn't even really coming into play here because he's always on the back foot.
So are you saying that if he's not rushing down, he's losing?
That might be a little too reductionist for me to say about Tyrannia's playstyle, but I will say that Tyrannia is probably the happiest when he's rushing that shit down, you know what I mean?
Get young.
We're sneaking in that overhead there. Nice punish on the sweep. And Biraboto has not been afraid to let these EXDPs rip, and I don't think I've seen him throw a single one that's been blocked the whole night yet.
Yeah, I think he's pretty accurate on those.
Yeah, I used to kind of think of this matchup. Oh, nice, another solar plexus connect.
Jeez, wow, this is looking. Oh man.
Oh, God, that was counter hit, second hit. Okay, there it is. Biraboto takes it. I think that was 4 straight rounds.
Yeah. How much do you think Biraboto is charging Tyrannia for these lessons?
Probably about $69 an hour if I had to take a guess. Let me double check here. Was that a winner's side match? I believe so, right? Yes. So Tyrannia is still going to have a chance to battle through loser's side over here. Battle Launch TV is going to advance to fight NC Shake coming up here in a little bit. That's going to be a pretty tight match. On the other side of winner's side, top 8, right now we have Shinun versus Scarlet Zero going to be coming up in a little while. So we got some losers bracket matches that we got to run here. We got Punk Waffle and Mr. Karate coming up next. You've seen them, you love them.
Punk Waffle. That's the Ed player.
Yeah, that's the Ed player. I think because we've had a number of Eds in our brackets here for Quarantine League Season 2, because we've had you, of course. We've had Nate Free repping a lot of Ed, and Punk Waffle here showing up and repping some Ed. Of the three, I think he's the only one that that rocks V Trigger 2, really.
You know, I will say, if you don't really have a lot of time to dedicate to the game,
Mm-hmm.
I think Ed's a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, he's got a pretty straightforward game plan. Gives you like
he's almost as much of an ordinary guy as Ryu is.
well, I mean, but I guess that's probably about true for Street Fighter because I was gonna say like, well, he has psycho powers, but Ryu can cast laser spells from his hands. So I mean, is there anybody that's just a straight up like, you know, plain
Balrog.
average Balrog? Yeah, I mean his superpower is he's willing to fight dirty and he throws big punches.
Yeah, well, you know what's interesting is Balrog is one of the few characters in the Street Fighter universe that doesn't use ki.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know,
really? Okay.
yeah, it's just like purely like raw power from his own body.
That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty tight. I respect that.
Dude.
I mean, I wonder if the same could be said for Rufus because he pretty much invented his own fighting style from watching Chinese action movies, you know, Chinese kung fu movies and stuff. Kind of hard to imagine that guy's, you know, in touch with his ki.
That character's never coming back, man.
Don't say that, man. I'm holding out hope. He's gonna be the protagonist of Street Fighter 6. I'm telling you.
Protagonist.
So he's gonna be the main character, baby. You just wait. This Ryu guy, who? Rufus. Rufus is coming back with his best friend Hakan and El Fuerte.
Oh god, not El Fuerte.
Babylon's just saying that Mika's just a regular average Joe.
No.
She's
El
got
Fuerte...
supernatural peaches on that character. Don't forget.
El Fuerte was a character that was for people that just wanted to piss other people off.
Yeah, it's like a bratty character.
Like, you know, you're not gonna win the tournament, but you're gonna drag some guys down with you. You know, like
some poor bastards.
They're gonna be super upset.
Hey, but Pepe Day though, that one tournament, it was a 2015 Tokyo Game Show that he won. That was incredible. I love that. There was like that. It wasn't even like a year. It was just like a few months where Pepe Day was just kicking wholesale ass with that character. It was amazing to see. And people were like, I didn't even know El Fuerte had an EX quesadilla bomb.
So we got Ed against Dalsim, and this is actually one of my least favorite matches with Ed.
What do you think makes this matchup difficult for Ed?
I think it's like how hard it is for him to get a fireball on the screen.
That makes sense.
To be able to approach. But I think with the new buffs, I think he has a decent chance now.
Yeah, because one kind of strength / weakness of Ed is that he can pump fake the fireball and then choose afterwards to let the fireball rip. And kind of the drawback of that is that I feel like his fireball startup is a bit longer than most characters as a trade-off. And I mean, Dalsim's, that's gonna kill, I think.
I don't know. Got a lot of scaling on that feature.
True. But, I mean, keep in mind, though, Street Fighter V has a minimum scaling of 50% on supers. So you're always getting at least half the damage of the super, regardless of what the scaling was going into it.
Yeah. I know things get scaled a lot with the enhanced snatcher.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, caught him low there. It's pretty ballsy when Dalsims decide to do that, just spend the super on the mix-up.
You know what else it is? It's Ed's floaty jump.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. He has Bison's jump, but not the normals that come from it.
Okay, caught him flinching there. Punk Waffle has got what it takes here to...
Oh, nice.
Oh, tried for the snatcher juggle, but didn't quite find it. Just Crowdy getting beat up in the corner here. He's now on the verge of death. Oh ho! Punk Waffle... Mr. Karate! Oh man, Mr. Karate just let that happen. You V-reversal the EX Psycho Upper.
You really want to win like that, man?
Sheesh. Punk Waffle trying to take a page out of your book with your walk-up EX Psycho Uppers.
Hey man, check my stats, right, and see the hit percentage on that.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I think the difference because yeah, I think the difference with what Punk Waffle did there and maybe why it didn't work quite as well as it does for you a lot of times.
Ooh, did you
Punk
see
Waffle
that
did it really
Punk-
early. Oh,
yeah, I didn't know it goes backwards.
that was pretty strange. Does it bounce off the wall? I think maybe
That
like
was
the invisible wall. I mean, Mr. Karate kind of just stuck in the same old corner here. He's fighting his way out a little bit better this time, I will say. We'll get some nice, oh, not quite the combo. Bam. And you know that stand heavy kick was going to be V-trigger canceled.
It's the disrespect.
Round 2. Fight.
All right, I mean, Punk Waffle's going to put himself on a pretty quick match point here. But I mean, Mr. Karate's not really looking lost. He's just kind of getting bullied a little bit, so he might have what it takes to turn this around here.
I mean, that just tends to happen with Dawson sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, good occasion. That fireball.
Yeah. Oh, gets a big connect. Oh no, he's just not getting very much damage on these punishes.
Yeah, looks like he's getting a little too scrambly there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, sometimes it can be tough to have the right answer on deck at all times when you got the pressure on.
Even with that jab there, I think he could have actually did a combo.
All right, Mr. Karate's staying alive here. He's definitely looking to tie this up, and he's still entering this round with full super. Oh, dropped the juggle, unfortunately, for Punk Waffle.
That was weird.
Oh, he's just gonna get throwed. Oh, the EX Psycho Upper does it there. Mr. Karate he gets that stun off him. That's huge, and a good chunk of damage here. That's
Turned it around.
yeah. This is suddenly looking really good for Mr. Karate. Closes it out, nice and clean. Staying level-headed under pressure. You got to respect that.
That's the name of the game.
Round 1.
I mean, Punk Waffle's been bullying Mr. Karate for most of this match, though, so we'll see if he has what it takes to get back on balance here.
I think he doesn't. It looks like he doesn't like when Mr. Karate's getting a string or like some pressure. Like it seems like he's going into EX upper like a little quickly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of like, we were talking about earlier. Big bodies, you got to pretty much just always think like you got to play like the victory is always possible, and not get discouraged from like walking into buttons and stuff all the time. When you're playing like Dawson, pretty much every character has to think like that because you can't really just YOLO rush in against him quite as easily. So just throw fists from halfway across the screen. But eventually you'll get what Punk Waffle's getting right here, which is just a catastrophic amount of pressure to close the round out.
Wow, that enhanced snatcher pressure.
It can be pretty grimy, especially with now that you can't guard crush it or veer reversal it as easily anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I think Mr. Karate, he could have. Oh man, he's eating a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna do a good chunk of damage for Punk Waffle here. Mr. Karate finding a chance to V reversal out. That takes away his V trigger. It's possible that Mr. Karate could get another V bar here in a little bit. I think Punk Waffle is completely okay with blocking fireballs for the rest of the match if he has to.
Well, yeah. I think Mr. Karate should test that patience.
Yeah. I mean, you got
the taunt.
You paid for the full. Oh man, an actual taunt in Quarantine League, playing disrespectful like that.
I don't know, karma.
Yeah, I mean, how many clips have you seen? Like this bitch taunted. He just got teabagged, in the middle of a match, and is like,
yeah, you're opening yourself up to.
You gotta have a certain kind of like cockiness to be able to keep the mentality strong enough to pull that off. Oh, shoosh. I mean, 20 seconds left on the clock, becoming very much an issue of timer spam. And, I mean, Punk Waffle gave up the corner, so that's gonna... It could potentially cost... Man, Punk Waffle is playing so non-committal right now. I literally don't... I don't even think he could let go of the sticks right now and lose at this point.
You'd be surprised.
Well, there...
Dude, do the super... Oh,
He's gonna timer scam him. He's gonna timer spam himself.
you know, he was very obviously running away. I think he could have done super from full screen and, like, you know, went for
just
some
tried
kind of-
for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because I mean, if you're like showing that you're that committed to just backing the hell away, I mean, what else is Dalsim gonna do? He doesn't really have good conversions into super. I guess he could spend it on EX Fireball, but to just sit with it in your back pocket like that, I mean, it's not gonna do anybody any favors that way, man. But hey, shout outs to Mr. Karate. I believe. Yeah, so that unfortunately for Mr. Karate was a loser's bracket match, so he is out of the last chance qualifier at this point. But it's been a pleasure having you in our tournaments for season 2, and we hope that you return for next season as well. I think being the sole Dalsim representative that I've seen in our Quarantine League brackets too, so...
Whew, are we really gonna make it to 3 quarantine bracket seasons? 3 full quarantine seasons?
I mean, you know, we're talking about some maybe like a name change, since by the time the next one ends, maybe we won't even be in quarantine anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
There.
Technical difficulties. Dagger G is returning here.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because you know, you were asking like, are we gonna have a 3rd Quarantine League season? I mean, you know, it's kind of difficult because we don't really have any like dates when shit can start.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So my mentality about it is pretty much just stay the course until we have concrete reasons not to do so anymore.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, it's been great. It's been great. I've really enjoyed these matches.
yeah, and I mean, you know what? Like, online events are always gonna be like, they're not gonna be what offline events are.
Yeah, but they're easy to run though.
Yeah, they're easier to run. There's a lot less equipment costs. You don't have to worry about people getting carpools from an hour and a half away and stuff. So they have a lot of unique advantages to them. Because I think a lot of people's mentality when going into the lockdown and everything was like, oh, well, we can only play online. Like, fighting games are dead. And I mean, you know, I feel you. Playing with latency is like obviously not optimal for fighting games.
It's something though.
Yeah, but it's something, and it's honestly brought a lot of people out that have never been regular attendees to Battle Lounge events before, because a lot of our events were midweek before over at Blackwater, and not everybody's schedule aligned that way. So a lot of these folks that have become familiar faces here in our online tournament, I've never met before. You know, I've never even seen play before COVID happened. So it's been definitely been a nice silver lining to get all of these cool folks out showing us all of their different play styles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, I've been looking forward to this match.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting for sure. Honestly, both of our winners' side top 8 matches, I think, have the potential to be quite wild matches, because it's like players that are well matched in terms of skill levels, and everybody's playing interesting characters to see right now. You know, even like Biraboto playing Ryu, you wouldn't necessarily think of as like, you know, it's like it's just regular old Ryu, not the most exciting thing ever. But after this last update, he kind of is pretty exciting to watch play, because everybody's still kind of questioning like, how good is he actually? And he's got a lot of hype stuff now. All right, but Scarlet Zero starting out, establishing a pretty good early life lead.
This is a match I never see.
Yeah, I mean, Gil doesn't have super high play rates. Vega doesn't have super high play rates. Nice trade, anti-air combo there. Pretty close on life totals so far. Both players have their V triggers. Scarlet can choose to spend that V trigger once though to escape. Oh, well there you go. Spends it on a V reversal. Oh, whoa!
I thought he was gonna get him.
Yeah. Scarlet Zero got the V trigger back here. Guesses on a fireball, I think there. Big shoulder coming out. Alright, Nano Devil Trigger taking it pretty cleanly there with just a nice little bit of meaty light kick action for us. Take the first round here.
There. I knew it.
And it almost stunned. Oh, that's gonna hurt. So he might even be able to kill here. 2 bars to do it. That was expensive, but kept him out of that V trigger and super here. But now Nano Devil Trigger's coming into this with a full stick of butter, and Scarlet Zero, he's got nothing left on the butter plate right now.
Do you think Vega needs EX?
Probably not. I mean, you know, it's nice for the EX wall dive shenanigans, but
Yeah.
and the EX command grab is actually legitimately kind of nice for Vega because he gets actual Oki pressure after it, but probably not the most meter dependent character.
Yeah, it seems like he just kind of wheels you down with, you know, stray hits and, you know, when you least expect it, he sneaks in a command grab or that shit.
Yeah, I feel like every time I get hit by Vega's command grab, I'm like, oh right, he has that.
Yeah, you gotta watch the claw.
Yeah, he's got it.
I never pay attention to that for some reason.
It can be a little bit weird to keep track of a character's stance like that. You know, it's a... Oh, it looks like Nano Devil Trigger took that one.
That did look like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, you kind of like the record scratch of like, that Vega, that's me. You might be wondering how I got in this situation.
Like you see Gil like about to land a jump in, right?
That EX roll of Vegas does go through fireballs, but it has so much startup. It's very you pretty much have to get it on a pure read to punish a fireball from Nano Devil Trigger.
Super yeah, preemptive.
Ooh, nice retribution reset in the air.
That thing looks so cool.
Yeah, just gonna shoot out a whole damn ice geyser into your face.
Have you ever played Melty Blood?
Only very briefly.
There's a guy that has a move similar to that.
Okay.
Except it's like a bunch of demons and crap coming out. It's pretty cool.
It's metal as fuck. Alright, Scarlet Zero looking like he's trying to go for the speed run on Nano Devil Trigger here.
Everything is working out.
I mean, those rounds are good. Don't get me wrong, but you also kind of sometimes when when I'm having rounds like that, I'm like, okay, well, I'm guessing right every time. What happens when I stop guessing right?
Right. Like, can you do you really know why you won in those cases? Right. Like, it's kind of hard to feel very satisfied.
Yeah, it's if you'll take free damage where you can, of course, but like what are the long-term ramifications on the meta developments of the fight on that? It doesn't really do much in that regard. But I mean, Scarlet Zero's looking like he's putting it together pretty well here. Nano Devil Trigger's on match point, of course.
It's match point, yeah.
So Scarlet Zero doesn't have too much. Oh, interesting. You use the. Oh, this is going to suck. Oh, and he has the super the shit. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? He just crumpled up the match you know. I'm just gonna do that.
Hey.
That-
I'll say what I've always said all along. Vega on paper isn't necessarily like the worst character idea ever for Street Fighter V, but when you compare him to how well other characters play Street Fighter V, it
okay.
is not an experience that I would want to subject
Street Fighter
myself to.
5, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, no disrespect to Nano Devil Trigger. He's using the tools that are given to him, you know what I mean? And he
Right.
capitalized quite well on the opportunities that he had. But like when you need to put out some damage and you need to just B plus, Vega doesn't really have a lot of those tools. He pretty much needs to, like you were saying, rely on his movement and buttons to just pick up stray hits here and there. And that can work, but every time you press a button for 70 damage, you're putting yourself at risk for crush counters, jump-ins, V-trigger cancels, all this stuff that's going to do many times that amount of damage.
Right.
So it's like not Vega's game plan in this game as a result, I think has historically been kind of underpowered.
Yeah, like those kind of like gimmicky moves, like that cross-up wall dive thing.
Mhm.
I mean, I think they work pretty often, honestly. But you can put yourself in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, especially if the other person's looking out for it and they know the punish for that stuff. You can really get messed up by it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even with DPs, we saw earlier with Punk Waffle, you know, he missed one EX upper, and
Right, yeah.
he almost lost the whole round.
Just off that one drop, yeah. And we are seeing Biraboto, who was the deliverer of Punk Waffle's defeat in an earlier match tonight. Biraboto's still gunning for a winner's finals here.
He's playing very strong tonight.
Agreed. And Biraboto, you know, he did get an overall tournament win last season in a pretty competitive bracket, and he usually places pretty decently. And he has like a very solid style that's like very spacing and fundamentals based. So it's like pretty easy to respect that style of play, I think, for a lot of Street Fighter players. And Biraboto's only gotten better over time too. So just because he's not in the last, just because he's not qualified for the finals as of yet, you know, I wouldn't put this guy out of the equation at all.
Yeah, he just started off with like a quarter life combo.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, that not really much of a punish on those legs. You can probably get a crouch medium punch punish on that pretty easily, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think maybe short hurricane is
Far short. Yeah. All right, pressure's on. Missed the reset for the V-Trigger 2 there. Oh, interesting trade. Oh, just swinging with the DP. Biraboto swinging for 100% success rate, I think, tonight on all forms of DPs. I don't think I've seen one get blocked yet. And Biraboto, of course, good friend of Battle Launch too. If you look at the graphic design for the Last Chance Qualifier logo and Quarantine League Season 2 logo and the final logo next weekend, and a bunch of the other graphic design elements for Battle Lounge. That's been Biraboto making a lot of that stuff. So shout outs to him and his graphic design talents.
Yeah, you know, and I think watching him over the years, like he's only been getting better.
Oh yeah, definitely been one of those people you always see him wanting to improve. Always see him putting it together here and there. And one of those guys who very much views playing like Street Fighter is pretty much his only fighting game that he plays very much of, and he very much sees it as a personal quest of improvement, which I think is the what's that?
I know he landed another EXP.
Oh, still batting 1,000 on that. I mean, I don't want to commentate or curse him, but it's pretty impressive how well he was guessing on that tonight. Oh no, but the throw coming out finish it out. I mean,
Chun-Li
Shake
wins.
likes to go for that throw to close it out. I mean, a lot of people, Street Fighter, you know, it's like take the throw,
Take the throw. Take the
take the
throw.
throw. Yeah,
Round
and I
one.
mean,
Fight.
and also I feel like it kind of like maybe like praise on the way that people want, you know, would rather lose in this game, because nothing feels worse than losing to taking a throw that wasn't there, because you're just like, I got baited, like I got fooled, rather than just kind of letting something happen to you where you're just like, well, I wasn't gonna flinch. Doesn't go for the side switch that time for Shake. Looked like Biraboto was kind of expecting him to.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea with the. Ooh, there, finally.
The first blocked EXDP from Biraboto of the night. And that's, oh, not quite stun. Instant overhead. Ooh, gets the lucky back
One
throw.
more chance.
Biraboto has the magic pixel. Oh no. Just Shake walking him down. Chun-Li's walk speed is pretty threatening when you can't really even take a button at that point.
Alright, this is match point, huh?
This is match point. Side switch that time. Oh, big drop. Going for the nice old reliable there. And another blocked lightning legs. Alright, in the V trigger cancel, getting that extra damage. Oh man, reuse EX Sudoken in V trigger 1 is so powerful.
Alright, way to take it back.
Alright, Biraboto's fighting to stay alive here.
Fight.
Now here comes the mental fortitude.
Back to the wall, stuns building up, pressure's on. Oh no, there's the stun.
I think he's gonna have one more chance after this.
Yeah, most definitely. Because no, Shake didn't really have any bar at the start of that combo. Nice throw tech. Shake going for that throw to kill again. Biraboto spending that V reversal. Not gonna have V trigger now for the rest of the game, but not the reuse V trigger 1. Ooh, just poking with a raw light kick legs. That's tricky.
I think that would have almost been stun if he punished that.
Yeah, may very well have. Biraboto hitting him with a good game, good game. He's saying good game, but in his mind he's probably like, I'll see you back in grand finals, punk.
That was a good game. I hope they do run it back at some point.
Yeah, and ZHX, very chill guy. I'm sure he means that good game very earnestly.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, like it's only ever been improvement for that guy, you know, like, and I think with anything, even if it's you're not making like, you know, jumping leaps and bounds, it's still I mean, you can still be satisfied with yourself.
Absolutely.
Just even with the tiniest increment of improvement.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sort of get too focused on overall wins in Street Fighter V, and that is sort of the thing that contextualizes all of our improvement is, of course, you want to win more. But there's so many incremental goals between being a new player and winning tournaments that are important to focus on along the way. And it is like, as long as you keep setting personal goals and you think about where you're at with the game and how much time you can devote into it and what you want to do with it and what you're trying to get out of it, you can meet these attainable goals over time. And Biraboto is very much a guy who exemplifies that.
Yeah. I mean, even something as simple as like I'm gonna land at least 80% of my anti-airs this round.
Let me see here. I'm catching up on the chat a little bit. I see some homies in here. We got Meta Saval, how you doing, bro? Playing some WoW. That's not so cool, but you know, you do you. JK. I hope you're having a wonderful time playing WoW.
That ain't cool, man.
Got Dio. What's up, Dio? Beaverton homie.
I used to see guys at the internet cafe playing WoW, and they're sleeping, and their mouse is like in their hand.
Hmm.
They're like they're right next to the mobs, and they
Yeah.
just keep farming them. They're clicking on the spells even while they're asleep. It's fucking crazy.
Oh man.
These guys.
At that point, I'm just kind of like, man, if I'm gonna be doing that, I might as well just work a job and just get paid for it.
Let's do this.
Kathron in the chat, how's it going, buddy? Saw Music G in the chat a while ago. I forgot to say I hope you're doing all right if you're still in there, brother. Watching us from the intensive care unit. Hope everything's going all right.
We need to run those Guile mirrors back, man.
Oh hell yeah! And Music G was a finalist last season and very talented Tacoma area Guile. I had an excellent grand finals with him last season, where he ended up beating me to take first in last season's overall quarantine league in a very exciting match where he got the reset and ran it all the way through. I mean, I thought it was fun. I hope it was fun for everybody else too.
Yeah, I remember that match. It was crazy.
All right, so we're seeing the return of Look at My Dance in Tyrannia. Both these players definitely have the ability to play pretty aggressively here. You know, they're not afraid to do so. They have characters that allow them to do so, kind of in different ways. You know.
Yeah.
Zeku's kind of like a jackhammer, and Abigail's kind of more like a sledgehammer. You know.
That's an apt comparison.
Yeah, we got all the construction equipment metaphors going on here. Oh, the crush kind of sweep is going to give him the hard knockdown here. Oh, he flinched. Man, that V-Trigger 2 cancel does so much damage. Wakes up with the super, expensive round for Look at My Dance.
Hey, at least he proved that he is willing to do it.
Yeah, he's like, you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, this guy ain't Gary Busey crazy. He's like, well, let me tell you, butthorn, I am that crazy.
Well, I mean, it's weird that that's one of the things you need to think about with these types of characters,
Yeah, I mean, you know that probably almost certainly guaranteed the next time Tyrannia sees Look at My Dance having super, he's gonna be holding down back on.
Right. It decreases that reaction by just a little.
Yeah. Nice combo. That did a pretty good chunk there, but now, big block. This could kill because he's got super. Oh, doesn't spend it. Look at my chance getting it.
Most Zekus I see like to use, stay in old version.
Yeah, old. Ooh, that just armed right through the DP. Yeah, old version works nicely against Abigail because you have the Graham kicks which hit multiple times, so they can break armor. They can kind of like beat jump forwards on prediction. He's got the DP for NAR and reversal potential. There's a lot of stuff that old form is nice for here. But we're seeing Tyrannia putting on a clinic with young form right now.
Making it work. Well, like you said, he's at home rushing down.
Yeah. And I can't see Tyrannia's face right now, but there's probably a big grin on it going into match point here. This is a loser side match, so one of these players is going to be walking away from the Quarantine League Season 2 after this fight's over.
I think Rushdown is really scary to play against as someone who is up by that much.
Yeah, big time. Because, it's hard enough to keep your nerve when you're on the defense, but to then take that nerve with you, oh, sheesh.
Bringing it back, but still, like, the pressure's still on,
Final round. Fight.
All right, Look at My Dance on a mission to tie this up here. a lot of jump heavy kicks here. a little disrespectful here. He's just like, I don't know what he's trying to hit because I'm pretty sure the grab kicks will just beat him out of it. But I mean, Tyrannia is just content to let him do it. Like, I don't gotta stop this ridiculous behavior. Oh, the EX command grab coming in. You could try to bait a throw there. That was pretty interesting. You don't see Abigail's go for that a lot of times. It's pretty much just either medium punch or command grab after that.
Oh, he does the command.
Yeah.
What's he doing? What's he doing?
Tyrannia's got the corner here. A little bit of a life lead for Look at My Dance. Okay, a lot of bit of a life lead after that. Oh, chasing him down with the EX Nitro Run punch follow-up. All right, well, Look at My Dance did manage to tie it up there, and you didn't even need V-Trigger or anything to do it, just with good old honest footsies and, you know, pressure, all that good stuff. Mental warfare.
Was that honest? It looked a little disrespectful and
Round one.
I mean,
from where I'm around.
that's just like your opinion, man. Oh, the Abby Twister coming out. That back fierce of Abigail's is brutal.
You know what though? Sometimes disrespect is just what you need.
Especially when you're playing a character like Abigail.
Yep. Now he's in your head. Yeah. You think I'm not gonna keep doing that?
It's like make me stop.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna kill for sure. And Look at My Dance.
I see. He's hypnotizing him.
Round two.
You're going into the
With his weird jumps. He's like, this guy can't be serious, right? And then he does something legit like immediately after, right?
Tranny is intimidated because he's like, I thought I was playing Look at My Dance. Turns out I'm playing Lord of the Dance.
Oh god, and the crumble.
Oh man, the pressure is really on for Tranny here. He's got to find a way to slow this match down a little bit, or at least
I would say slow it down. Yeah.
yeah. That's a good chunk of damage there, but Tyrannia has a fighting chance here. Oh, and this is going to do a good chunk of damage, and he's going to get cornered from that. Oh, looked like a minor drop there. Oh, there it is. We're on match point for both players.
Staying alive.
Final round. Fight.
Man, can you believe that he did that overhead, that EX overhead, and perfectly got hit by the by the jump in? What the hell?
Yeah. Like, you gotta be feeling some kind of way about that for sure.
Getting a little scrambly here.
Oh man, Tyrannia is the one who's looking like a bully now. Almost stunned. Are we gonna see an overhead? Oh man, Look at My Dance. Oh, there it is. Tyrannia's gonna take the victory in this match. Look at My Dance.
Zeku wins.
Excellent performance though.
Yeah, he adapted very.
Yeah, I mean the first game was looking like kind of a blowout for Tyrannia, but then after that it kind of looked like Look at My Dance, which could not be stopped. It was going straight for the heart for sure. But
yeah, those jump-ins.
yeah, Abigail is such a straight. Like Abigail's jump-in attacks in this game are well, I should just say his jump-in attacks are so weird because Abigail's a gigantic character, but he has like a pretty short jump arc. Or maybe it just seems short because he's a gigantic.
The gravity is kind of weird on it, right?
Yeah, and his jump heavy kick reaches so far. It can be. You kind of have to be ready to anti-air from ranges that you wouldn't really normally have to be thinking about on other characters. And the heavy kick comes out so early in the jump and stays active for so long. It can be a little bit intimidating to try to shut down that jump and pressure from Abigail.
Yeah, you kind of have to be a little quick on the draw for those AAs.
Definitely. All right, let's see where we're at with the prize pool tonight. We're sitting at a cool $46.70 for tonight's prize pool. If you want to throw a free 50 cents into the pot here, please feel free to do so. I'll put the link in the chat here. You can follow that link and use the coupon code SFVLCQ in the upper right-hand corner of the challenge there where it says contribute. You can just sign in with your Discord or whatever you feel comfortable with, and then you can just enter in that coupon code. It adds a free 50 cents to the prize pool, and it doesn't seem like much, but when a lot of people do it, it adds up to a good chunk of the overall prize pool. I think a full quarter or more of our prize pool tonight is just off the coupon codes alone. But we do have some people throwing into the prize pool out of their own pocket as well, which we're always very appreciative of. We got Punk Waffle, Shin-Un, you Dagger G, and myself throwing into it. So always very, very appreciative of all y'all who decide to do so.
Let's do this.
And let's see here. And don't forget, so this is last chance qualifier. For those of you not sure on the details, the winner of this tournament automatically qualifies for 9th seed in our final event, in our finals event next week for Street Fighter V. So the top 8's already been cemented from the regular season play. And beyond that, we just have the finals event for each game: Soul Calibur on Friday, Tekken on Saturday, and Street Fighter V on Sunday. And like I said, it'll be next week. Each tournament starting at 7 p.m. And then that'll be the final conclusion of our Quarantine League Season 2, which you yourself, Dagger G, will be playing in.
Yeah.
Just tight.
I'm excited.
All right, so we're seeing a lot of purple on the costumes here. Punk Waffle versus Merman, the return of the Honda.
Well, ain't you a high def
Very
picture
color
of strength?
coordinated.
I'm shaking here.
The main event. Yoisho! Round 1.
Honda looking like a boss.
Yeah, I dig the kind of like formal business suit with the colorful scarf. That's quite a power play.
Ed looking like a street dealer.
Getting some pretty just going straight for the psycho upper off that low forward. Pretty.
Yeah, you know, I've messed around with that a bit, and it's pretty easy to hit confirm.
The low forward into the psycho
Yeah.
upper. You can do it. Can you cancel it pretty late?
Yeah, you have more time than I originally thought.
Okay. Well, that's something that's pretty strong in this game. If you can reactively confirm off of lows in this game, that's an extremely potent tool. I mean, we've seen it on Cammy, on Karin, on Chun-Li, all of these characters.
Okay, harsh.
Merman is on the back foot here. He doesn't have V-trigger anymore. Oh, but that throw is going to just end this round. Punk Waffle is going to go up the first round in this match here.
Round 2. Fight.
Looking like Merman's having a hard time with the anti-airs.
Yeah. And it can be a little weird because it's I mean the stand fierce from Honda isn't particularly fast, but it's really an excellent anti-air. Ooh, just get the dash up EX command grab into another dash up throw. Honda doesn't get the kind of oki that like a true grappler does from any of his throws, even in the corner. So when you see him get a dash and throw after command grab, you know that they kind of let it happen. You know what I mean?
But see, right there would have been a good time to V reversal out of the Psycho Knuckle.
Yeah, we did see him V-shift, V break out of that pressure string there, which worked out nicely for him. But we're gonna see Punk Waffle taking the first game there. Unfortunately, CFN seems to have this problem where it'll sometimes skip ahead to the next match if it's
It's
like
kind of funny. It's kind of funny, I think.
it seems to happen a lot of times, like, kind of like what we were talking about, like kind of right at the record scratch moment in a lot of these fights. Not so much on that last one, but it's kind of offered some unintentional comedy here and there. Yeah, one weakness of Honda's that might create that can create a little bit of an issue for him in some of these matchups is that his jabs are both 5 frames. Oh, nice, canceling right into the V-trigger headbutts. This could, oh, no juggle after that. Oh, caught him Tekken.
This is this losers finals? No, this is match point already, huh?
Yeah, Punk Waffle is on match point. This is not losers finals. This is a losers round 3 match. The winner of this is going to advance to fight Battle Lounge TV, aka Viraboto.
Oh,
And then that'll be losers semis and then losers finals after that.
nice challenge on that.
Oh, just out of range on the EX command grab. Didn't really take too much damage for it. Merman already looking more stable in this fight, but not really finding like the offensive pressure that he needs to make like a real life lead happen.
Yeah, I think he's just a little slow on, or he's letting things happen. Like, oh, they're going jump over it, like the snatcher or like some jump ins.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we finally saw him getting like some actual red on that life bar there with that jump in there. Ed Snatcher can be a really frightening tool because Ed can just from like almost like a screen away just throw out that electric whip and just you're close to me and I'm plus now. But you know the big drawback, obviously, that move is the very long startup. You can reactively jump forward on it and get a full jump and punish on it.
Ooh, this is gonna be, oh, he didn't.
Merman letting quite a bit of damage slide on the table here. He definitely had the potential to close the round out already there.
I think that was a setup.
Your Merman's got V-trigger. Oh, there it is. Just walked right into it. Punk Waffle's going to advance in the bracket. Unfortunately for Merman, that is going to be the end of his Quarantine League Season 2 run. And, you know, he's been busting out the Honda pretty much exclusively in these tournaments, even though a lot of people familiar with our tournament series would know Merman to be a Zangief main.
Yeah, I respect that. You know.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you want to learn a character, honestly, trial by fire, just put it in a tournament and see what it's like.
How are you gonna know unless you try, right?
Right, exactly. And I mean, Merman's Honda, obviously still developing in a few spots here and there, but every time I see it, it looks a little bit better than last time, and you know, it's just going to keep getting better.
What more could you ask for?
Exactly. And Merman, you know, Merman already showed. What's that?
Oh, I have to grab something real quick.
Sure.
Sorry.
And for those of you watching, of course, this is Quarantine League Season 2 Last Chance Qualifiers. The last chance for any of the players in this bracket to qualify for our finals next weekend is part of the Quarantine League Finals. Quarantine League, the regular season, ran 6 tournaments across 3 months for Soul Calibur, Tekken, and Street Fighter V. The prize pool across all 3 games for our finals next weekend is at over $1,000 at this point for all the games combined. So there's a decent chunk of change on the line for the top 3 placers of each of the games next weekend. And of course that'll be the same time, same place, 7 p.m. start time for each of those tournaments here at twitch.tv/Battle Lounge. And if you want to donate to those prize pools, you can go ahead and follow the Discord link I'm going to drop in the chat here. Go over to the schedule section, and we have the links to the overall series over there where you can donate to the finals prize pool. You can also, oh, look at that. We got an even better one for you. It's going to link you right to the Street Fighter V finals right there. And if you want to donate to tonight's event, you can just go ahead and follow the bracket link. Oh, look at that. Already there. Strike Mist. How you doing, brother? And you can use that coupon code SFVLCQ and add a free 50 cents to the prize pool.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
All good.
Using the slow cooker tonight.
Oh yeah, what you got cooking up?
Kahlua pork.
Okay, sounds delicious. Yang Sing in the chat, not impressed with your gamer chair.
Why not?
Yeah, why
Why
not? I think he's just jealous. I mean, I ain't really got much of any chair to speak of. I found this thing on the side of the road for $90. I mean, a lot of people, I think are too quick to discount gamer chairs, honestly, because you really look at the contouring of a gamer chair, and it really provides the lateral support for the high G maneuvers that you often undergo during heated gamer moments.
Yeah.
And I think people discount that at their own risk, in my opinion.
I like it because I like to lean back like a lot.
It looks comfortable.
Put my feet up, you know.
You got a pop out footrest there.
Oh, no, I didn't get it.
Yo, we got Kaiser in the chat. Welcome, my friend. I hope everything is going well for you out there in Arkansas. Hey, Kaiser, if you stick around, you might be able to see Biraboto's Ryu coming up here again in a little bit. Oh, we're going to see actually a rematch from the first match that we watched earlier in the tournament between Biraboto and Punk Waffle. Probably going to be the next match we see after this, actually. But we got Scarlet Zero versus Tranny here. I mean, honestly, this could go either way. I will say, Tyrannia has at times during this tournament kind of had a little bit of difficulty getting their signature style of play going. But we've also been seeing Tyrannia like not afraid to just kind of sit back a little bit more and not quite pour the pressure on as thick. Scarlet Zero finding a free out with that fixed wall switch there, or wall dive.
He just knows that it's making me mad.
he's doing it to slight you, and you're not even in the match. Oh, so smart!
That was it. Gave him the time to react.
Yeah, just hit him with the Zoroardo. Oh, big damage on that conversion there. Tyrannia's not leaving any meat on the plate.
Yeah, he seems to like. It seems to me that he's often the underdog in these matches, but he finds a way to bring it home.
Oh, and blocks at that time. And Zeku might have. I don't know what Zeku's. Ooh, this could kill.
Dude, Scarlet, I think you owe me money or something.
Oh, there it is. Scarlet. Tranny is going to go up 1-0 in the match versus Scarlet here. I mean, Tranny is looking really strong in this matchup right now.
Yeah, that's he definitely knows the matchup. He had the right reads and answers for the wall dive, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, the EX wall dive shenanigans in the corner is not a new feature of Vega, but it's kind of something that a lot of players don't necessarily have the best answers for, and some characters just legitimately struggle to deal with it. But Tranny knew exactly what to do against it.
Yeah, and Scarlet, he does tend to rely on that move a little more than you'd expect.
Oh, big crush counter stand roundhouse.
Ooh, those fadeaways.
Coming back with the V break. Scarlet Zero showing him. I got one too.
Ooh. I wonder if you could combo for that.
Oh, nice punish on the Hizanto.
It's a V-shift bonanza going on.
Verifiable shift bonanza indeed. Uh-oh, that could spell Tyrannia, or not Tyrannia. Scarlet Zero got that lucky back throw in.
That was very lucky.
Fight.
Not sure if I really like that play though, because I mean, you could get punished off of that, right?
Off of what again?
The backflip V reversal.
Yeah, like a lot of mobility.
It's only because Tyrannia missed the V, right? But hey, it seems to be working out for Scarlet.
Oh shoot, got him reaching. Vega's jump is so quick too. Like he comes back down a lot quicker than a lot of other characters.
He really makes good use of the Breaking Bad, you know, the throw bait thing.
Yeah. And a lot of times that throw bait, it's kind of, you kind of ask yourself sometimes like, well, if you're gonna bait a throw, why not just shimmy them? But you see what the damage potential that gives you is, and it's kind of hard not to want to do it. And oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and you get pressure too, right? If they don't see it in time.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't ready with the anti-airs. And I mean, Vegas is especially strong because of how fast his jump falls.
Yeah, it's definitely still viable with him.
Oh, that's gonna be a good chunk of damage for Tranny here, and he's got corner. Pressure is mounting here. Oh, got out. What? Caught him anyway. Oh,
What? He was facing the other way.
Oh, and then
What's going on here?
this is pretty wild series in the corner here. Tyrannia saying like, "Hey, I got a command grab too." Technically, just coming in to finish off that air grab. Nice confirm off the stand fierce there.
Caught him trying to jab out.
Oh, that's the game. Tyrannia should finish this out. They've got super. There it is. All right, good stuff from Scarlet Zero. Always a pleasure to see you come out and bust that. Being the Vega loyalist in the bracket, letting us know how it is and showing us all the cool Vega stuff. I mean, Scarlet Zero's in chat. I played that round really bad. I mean, sometimes you just get rushed down, and it's kind of a coin flip when that sort of thing starts happening.
I feel like for SF5, all matches like are retroactively like that. You're like, oh, I played so bad, Like...
I mean, a lot of times the pressure's just on, and it's like, oh, I blocked when I should have teched.
Yeah, well, it's weird. Like SF5, I think SF5 is really about like controlling your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
or not like getting frustrated by things, or like going on autopilot yourself.
Mm-hmm. Because you can get blown up so hard for being even a little predictable in this game.
Right.
Damage tends to be really high on even simple confirms and stuff. And I mean, one of the things about Street Fighter V that they said from the outset that debatable, it's debatable how successful they were on implementing this, but they always said that like they kind of, I think we lost Dagger G again. He should be right back.
Oh, sorry about that. My thing keeps getting disconnected here.
Oh, it's all good.
What were you saying now?
So like from the outset, Capcom was saying they wanted Street Fighter V to be a game of player versus player. They wanted like de-emphasize matchups, so to the degree that they could. They wanted So like a very heavy focus on balance and stuff, and it hasn't always. They haven't always been successful at that stuff. But one thing you can say about Street Fighter V for sure is that in a lot of ways it does kind of boil down to personality versus personality in a lot of ways, because there aren't really a lot of terrible matchups in this game. There might be characters you hate fighting, and there might be bad matchups here and there, like some 6-4s and even a smattering of 7-3s here and there. But a lot of times it just kind of boils down to like who has the stronger will, who has the better understanding of the situation.
I do feel like having characters like more well-rounded kind of takes the fun away in some ways.
Yeah, and you compare a game like you're very familiar with, like Third Strike, where you have to have, in some cases, like different sets of combos for different characters because they all fall out differently and stuff.
Right. But on the flip side, like the only way to really, when you really start to get good or like, play at a decent level is when you start to play against the opponent and not the character.
Yeah.
And it's, a lot of people have a hard time learning that for some reason. But SF5 basically forces you.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, speaking of getting forced, Biraboto's forced into the corner over here with barely any life left.
Oof, I thought you were gonna say something else.
I would never.
Ooh, with the 3-frame.
The rarely seen wake up 3-frame from Ed, I feel. A lot of times you don't really see him waking up with that button because it doesn't really it doesn't really lead to much for the character. What does it get, like stand short, stand light punch into flicker maybe?
Yeah, but even then, like it depends on the distance.
Yeah.
That thing is so short range.
Now, as I was mentioning earlier about this match, this is a run back from the very first match of the night between Punk Waffle and Biraboto, where Biraboto managed to take it away from Punk Waffle, sending him to loser's bracket. So you got to think that Punk Waffle is definitely feeling like he's going to want to rewrite that script a little bit.
Well, he's been looking good since then.
Absolutely. Oh, Biraboto cornering himself there. Doesn't have it. Oh,
what?
Little bit of scrambled eggs in the corner there, folks, but that's all right. We moving on to the next round here. Sometimes it just gets so spaghetti like that. You know what I mean? When both players are feeling the pressure and a whole series of unexpected situations comes up, it's just tough to scramble to find the perfect answer for that stuff.
Yeah, and then retroactively you look back and you're like, oh, I played so bad, right?
Well, I mean, it's always easy to look at a situation on a replay and be like,
Right.
This was the perfect answer, but when you have like 0.2 seconds to come up with the perfect answer, not everybody's going to have it all the time. A lot of people don't. Ooh, nice whip punish from Biraboto. That's exactly what he needed, giving himself a little bit of space from the corner, but he's right back in. Okay, this is good. Biraboto's definitely not dead, but there's still a lot. Oh, he might be dead now. Yeah.
Biraboto, he seems to like using that 2-hit roundhouse as a poke.
Yeah.
To beat something out. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do.
In some ways, it is kind of a strange button, because in some ways, it sort of does present a pretty wide range of frames in which it can be threatening, because it has 2 hits like that, even though there's a pretty big gap between the 2 hits. It doesn't have like a super great hitbox, it doesn't have the best range, but you can confirm off of it, and you can even buffer off both hits of it too.
That's right, it cancels, right?
Yeah. I mean, we don't really see Biraboto buffering a lot off it. Nice DP in air. Kind of more to make space, I think. Punk Waffle willing to play this fireball game here.
Yeah, well, he's up in game, so
Yeah.
he can just wait.
And one thing we've definitely seen from Punk Waffle is that they definitely are not afraid to just block for a long period of time, as he showed during their match with Mr. Karate. Sheesh. Punk Waffle's going to put himself on a match point with that. Not the first time that Punk Waffle's closed out a round with EX Psycho Upper into the V-Trigger Snatcher. Oh, yeah. I think Miraboto maybe got thrown off a little bit with not seeing the crush counter on that, but of course the regular Psycho Upper not crush counter punishable.
Getting a little loose there.
Miraboto's got a little bit of a life deficit to make up here, but it's not too bad yet. Punk Waffle keeping it real solid.
Just gotta slow it down, man.
Last chance potentially, and there it is. Punk Waffle just closing it out with a nice simple throw. Ending Biraboto's run and flipping the script from the first time they met in bracket there. Really good stuff from Biraboto, though, and Punk Waffle.
Yeah, that was still a good showing from Biraboto.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was crazy watching him just guess correctly on every DP across, like, what was it, 3 or 4 matches, where it was like...
Yeah, and then suddenly he's getting guessed on, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't be in control all the time, unfortunately, as Biraboto obviously would know. But it can be tough to stay a step ahead of your opponent's thinking when they're the ones driving, and you have just mere moments to think of what's going to be coming up next. Whereas your opponent is like, I've got the lockdown, I've got the pressure, I've already decided to do these things for the next 5 seconds. And
when they've already proven that they're not afraid to just let those EXs rip.
Yeah, it's just so threatening. Very, very tough to stay collected. And Ed, for, since the release of the character, for all of his strengths and weaknesses, because, obviously when he released, not exactly in the most competitive state, has gotten nothing but buffs since then, but maybe not nothing, but he's gotten significant buffs since then. And the thing that he's always had on his side is excellent mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Good dashes, good walk speed. So if he's close to you, he's pretty much always a threat. Like, you can't really just hold down back and wait for his block strings to push you away, because he can just constantly be coming at you like that.
He's gonna do something to put you in a situation where you're gonna have to guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we're seeing.
If you just leave him on the screen too long.
Yeah, don't want to give him too much time to think. You're gonna get some crazy ideas. All right, so we are on winners finals here. Shin Un, aka Nano Devil Trigger, versus Shake. Shake coming hot off the heels of winning the Tekken Last Chance Qualifier just last night. Very much in contention at this point to win the Last Chance Qualifier for Street Fighter V as well.
Is this is he really going with Cammy?
Looks like it. And I mean, Nano Devil Trigger has played a fair amount of Cammy, and Cammy is a pretty linear character, so you don't have to necessarily spend a ton of time with this character to get good results, as long as you have good fundamentals. And Shin Un definitely has good fundamentals.
Yeah. Like you just sweeping Chun's Fierce is like a hallmark of like fundamental play.
Exactly. And, I mean, taking that knuckle sandwich from Chun away is an extremely demoralizing thing to do to a Chun-Li.
Well, that's how the match, how like a typical SF5 match usually goes in the beginning, right? You're showing them that you have the answers for certain things,
Yeah, doesn't look like Shake is scared off the option at all. Nano Devil Trigger hasn't really managed to make a convincing case for that whip punish again yet. Shake is on the back foot here. Nano Devil Trigger's got the pressure on for sure. Spends the super just to close it out. An expensive win, but in this game, pretty much always worth it, because it's like, oops, I missed my meaty and got hit by a wake up jab, and then that could lead to 2 or 3 situations that just end that round for you, and then it's like, why didn't I just spin the super?
Do you really want to be the guy getting come back on just because of that, right?
then you go into the next round on an L, and then you're like, well, but at least I have super. Oh, nice cross under. Didn't get too much from it. Nice buffer on from the stand fierce there. And Nano Devil Trigger has just got all the right answers right now.
Yeah, looking really strong right now. I don't like those whiffs.
Yeah, could end up. Well, not a lot whipping right now. Nano Double Trigger is having to hold a whole menu's worth of knuckle sandwiches.
But Cammy's low profile. Oh,
Another super. Built it back. Starting the round out with nothing. Built the super again by the end of the round.
yeah.
And Nano Devil Trigger's showing us that
Cammy wins.
he's not slouching on this Cammy pick. He knows what he's doing. Of course, Shinoon, aka Nano Devil Trigger, fighting game player for
Round 1.
many years, and definitely has the fundamentals to back up a Cammy pick like this.
Nice mix up off the anti-air.
Some people are saying Cammy is S tier this season.
Why is that?
I'd have to, like, I haven't read anybody's breakdown about why they think that, but I've been seeing her really high on a lot of tier lists. But I'd have to review what her changes are to see what.
I mean, didn't she only get nerfs?
I mean, she
Pretty
only got nerfs in the last season. I don't know about this patch, really, what she got yet. I haven't gone through all of the characters' notes well enough to like have all of the changes committed to memory, but. Okay, we are Shake almost out of V Trigger 2 here, but he's got a little bit of action left to play.
Oh.
Nano Devil Trigger. Yeah, coming in hot. Just keeping it nice and easy with a stand short juggle to close it out. Keep in mind this is winner's final, so this is a first to 3. Nice anti-air from Shake there. Shake looking quite a bit more stable now, but we've seen how fast that can get turned around.
I noticed a lot of Chuns having to kind of adapt to not using the light kick as an anti-air so much.
Yeah, season 1 that stand light kick was ridiculous.
Well, especially now with the light anti-air nerfs.
Yeah,
Final
it's like
round.
it's still an anti-air kind of, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's designed to be an anti-air, but it's been nerfed so much now that it's a lot harder to use reliably, and the reward for successfully doing it, you don't get a mix-up anymore, and it's only like 40 damage, so it's not a very threatening anti-air option like it used to be.
It's funny how much Capcom obviously hates light anti-airs.
Yeah, I think the fan response to season 1's jab anti-airs were negative enough that Capcom probably didn't, wanted to save some face with all that. And Nano Double Trigger on the verge of going up 2-0 here. But Shake just as close, really, and Shake's got corner. Oh, that could be it. Oh, not quite. Taking the walk-up throw. Oh, but can't tech a heavy punch. Shake's gonna tie this up 1-1 here.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, look at that back medium punch anti-air coming out. And quite a ways away, too.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice counter hit on the dive kick. Nano Devil Trigger confirms off that. Shake's getting beat up a little bit here, but I mean, you can kind of see the start of each round. Shake's starting out stronger and stronger with each passing round.
Yeah, as soon as the match starts slowing down, it starts to go in Shake's favor.
Yeah, which makes sense. Chun-Li's the kind of character that kind of wants to be at stand heavy punch range and make you block buttons, and doesn't really want to be forced to go in so much. Whereas Cammy just pretty much wants to be about an inch away from you at all times, so that she can do stuff like this.
Well, she doesn't have to though. Like she has some
No.
pretty good pokes too. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Cammy is definitely not only a rushdown character, but I would say her, you know, her archetype is a bit more rushdown. But I mean, her stand medium kick is a great poke.
yeah,
Crouch-
I mean it is. You're right. It is the path of least resistance though.
Right, exactly. Kind of definitely feels like what the character is a little bit more engineered towards. Oh man, Shake looked like he was going in for a third throw on that. Ooh, catches him reaching, doesn't do too much from it. Oh, it had to happen eventually.
Getting a little loose with it there.
Hey, worth a try. You got the life, but you got the
Why
life
not,
to
right?
spare. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Nano Double Trigger was certainly showing a willingness to press when Shake was minus.
Final round. Fight.
All right, so this next round here, definitely an important match in this winners finals here, because the winner of this goes up 2-1. You know, so then they only have to win one more game to win the set, whereas the loser of this match will have to win 2 in a row.
Yeah. You never want to be down by that much.
Right, exactly. Meeting the dive kick in the air, get pretty much the best possible outcome for Shake on that one. Got the side switch. Ooh, Nano Devil Trigger fighting his way out of the corner there. Ooh, all this movement here.
Look at that cross-up kick.
Yeah, that rarely used move for a lot of Chun-Li's, that down forward heavy kick. Nano Devil Trigger's V-Trigger is almost gone. There it goes. Shake probably wanting to get that party started with a V-Trigger of their own there.
This is some real Street Fighter going on right now.
Just a lot of walking around and pressing buttons. Oh, that's gonna be
Yep.
the round. That's exactly what Nano Double Trigger was looking for. I mean, both characters kind of jostling for position there. Shake looking for the activation, a clean activation into V trigger. Nano Devil Trigger looking for clean confirm into super. Well, Nano Devil Trigger found what he was looking for first.
Yeah, I think that's like when you can tell that the players are kind of around the equal skill
Round
level.
1.
Yeah,
Fight.
a battle of almost pure movement until it's not. Ooh, big block. Shake opting for a simple back throw, takes the corner with that. Just Nano Devil Trigger did not quick rise. Nice buffer into the low medium kick.
B-skill, what is that? B-skill 2?
For Cammy, yeah, the little like swirl kick thing. That tends. Oh, that's gonna. Didn't quite have. There you go.
Where's it called? American.
Yeah. Nice punish from Shake. That move from that V skill from Cammy, I believe, is -6. A lot of characters can have problems punishing it because of the range, but Chun-Li has no such concerns when she's got EX lightning legs on her side.
Yeah. Wow. Really good timing on those pokes.
Shake really trying to get the lockdown initiated here, but Nano Devil Trigger not taking it lying down for sure.
You know, as much as people used to complain about Chun-Li and Third Strike with their dominant pokes. Oh, and he's gonna take this round.
Might be a little bit left.
Oh, almost. It's actually, like, even though the normals are so dominant, it's still pretty hard to utilize them properly because, like, they're so strong that it becomes very obvious what you're going to do.
Right, and Third Strike especially is a game where, like, if your opponent knows what you're going to be doing, then you always have the parry option right on your side, you know. So it's like,
but you can see it here when he's landing those fierce. It looks like he's just mashing it, right? But You know, it's actually really good timing.
There's a lot of fine timing at play in a strategy like that. There's a pretty big gap between, you know, two stand fierces if you press them at reversal. You know, what I guess you could consider reversal timing.
Well, Nano Devil Trigger had the answer right there. There it is again with those counter pokes. Now, what's the adaptation going to be now?
Oh, Shake can't really get touched. Any stray hit for Nano Devil Trigger could confirm into Super at this point, which would result in Nano Devil Trigger taking Winners Finals at this point.
I think it might be one hit away for Shake as well.
Could very well be. Oh, that could have been something right there. I mean, Cammy is a low life total care. Oh, that is certainly it. No! That has to have been a super drop. Oh. Shake did not end up regretting it. But, whew, you gotta think that, like, Shake is kind of sitting over there being... Shaking. Shaking. That is probably the #1 with a bullet worst way to lose a round.
Round 1.
To drop a guaranteed kill and then go on to lose. Probably just about the worst feeling that there is in fighting games.
Yeah, especially like when you get one more chance. Like you get another hit and then you mess that one up too. And then you...
Alright, so we're tied up 2-2 here.
It's a good match.
Yeah, excellent match. I mean, both players very excellent players and very close in skill level with each other. Oh, bam! Nano Devil Trigger though, cooking with straight fire here, putting himself on a quick match point here again.
He's adjusted his timing in such a way that he's kind of taken away those pokes.
Ooh, almost got the jump in on the Kikoken there. Shake swinging with those stand heavy kicks. Right, Shake's on V-Trigger now and has super. Pretty high damage potential on his side of the screen right now.
Really scary right now, both full resources.
Yeah. Nano Devil Trigger deciding to keep one stock of the V-Trigger here, spending it on the EX dive kick. Oh, that could have been it right there. Shake getting the back throw. Oh. I don't think... Is that the first time? Is that the first time that Nano Devil Trigger busted out?
It is, but you know, you got one more round, so you know, just to see, right?
Might as well see.
Testing them.
It's funny because a lot of times I think, you know, my mentality around late set DPs like that is like, well, I haven't done one the whole set, so they probably won't expect one to do me here. But a lot of times what the opponent is thinking in that situation is like, well, they haven't done one the whole set, so they're probably going to do one here. It's like, it's got to happen eventually. It's an option you have, so. Oh, big jump in for Nano Devil Trigger there. Almost time. That's gonna put Nano Devil Trigger with a bit of a life lead, and he's got all the pressure in the world on the corner here.
Just need one mix-up into stun.
Stun's off him. Oh, this is gonna go into super, and that is probably death for Shake. Boom. It's a celebration, or whatever Cammy says there. I can never really quite tell.
Cammy wins.
Nano Devil Trigger advancing to Grand Finals on winner's side. Shake is going to drop down to Losers Finals to fight the winner of the match that we're about to see here between Tyrannia and Punk Waffle. Shake's still very much in contention for the overall win on the tournament, but Shinun playing out of his mind right now, you got to admit. But both players were on fire during that last match.
That was a really enjoyable match.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff, guys.
All right, so this one's going to be losers semifinals. So we're going back to a first of two here. We've seen Punk Waffle play earlier in the tournament, of course, and managed to flip the script on Biraboto, taking it 2-0 over him in the last fight after losing to him in the early bracket. So we've been seeing Punk Waffle coming to life here quite a bit. Same for Tyrannia. Really, really busting out some nice confident pressure here after getting knocked down to the loser side bracket here.
Yeah, both these guys like really turning it up like throughout their tournament, throughout the tournament.
Hey, the early ones are all just warm up games.
What is this going to be? Ed against Zeku.
Yeah, probably Zeku. I don't know for sure if Punk Waffle or Tyrannia do or do not have any other characters, but I certainly haven't seen them play them, so seems unlikely that they would have any other tournament-ready characters. And of course, the winner of this tournament overall qualifies for 9th seed in our finals bracket next weekend to compete for a slice of the total of over $1,000 in prize pool money across our 3 games: Soul Calibur 6, Tekken 7, and Street Fighter 5. So tune in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week for our finals. Every day at 7 p.m. on those days.
Hell yeah. Support your scene, guys.
Support your scene. You're only as strong as the last guy you fought. Well, I should say maybe the last guy that you beat.
Yeah.
So support your scene. You want strong players. Want a competitive environment.
If only for purely selfish reasons, right?
Yeah, selfishly altruistic.
Round 1.
Have you been there yet?
Dude, I've been there in SeaTac, I think.
Okay.
But
I've
yeah,
never. I was just gonna say I've never been to one myself yet.
it's like a Japanese style arcade. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they have a lot of tight machines over there. I'm especially interested in their initial D 8th stage machines over there. Spent a lot of time playing arcade stage 4 and 5 back in the day, and I mean, in my experience, it's usually been pretty hard to find quality initial decabs in this area.
Yeah, you guys can do Battle Lounge DDR events.
I think I'm a little out of shape for the DDR, but maybe some of the more fit people in the community.
Nah, dude, you know what? Like,
What is
the best guys in DDR? They always like look like they wouldn't be. You know,
Yeah,
like kind of like big body guys. Like they still manage to be efficient.
I guess it's probably more about practice and economy of motion than it is about overall fitness, right?
Right. Unless you're freestyling.
Then it's and some of that stuff is incredibly acrobatic, where you got guys flipping across 2 mats and stuff, doing crazy double pad stuff. I used to love playing double pad on 5th Mix. That was my jam back in the day at the Tacoma arcade that I used to go to.
Yeah. You always look so cool playing both pads, right?
Yeah, and plus it was always a lot more fun to me to play the double pad because you just got to move around more. You can be a little bit more creative with your motions.
And it's like, when you get those guys that want to play with you, they're like, "Hey, can I shadow you or whatever?" It's like, no, I got the doubles going on. Man.
Look, I need the whole machine, dude.
Get to the back of the line.
Yeah. I think we got a little bit of a technical difficulty here. We're trying to get Tyrannia back into the mix here. Shouldn't take too much longer here. Gameplay recording resumed. Well, that's good. We're gonna want to get a local PS4 recording for the lobby screen here.
Man, I've learned so much about like technology since like the COVID stuff, like stuff I've never like used before, like
Uh,
Bluetooth or like Discord, the features in it and stuff.
you're getting brought up to the
Crazy, man.
modern day and age.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more important now than ever because I mean, a lot of times in the pre-COVID days, it's just kind of like, yeah, I could use it or I could ignore it. Like, you know, social media and all this stuff. It was just kind of a ancillary feature of day-to-day life. But now it's kind of necessary to maintain a lot of these connections that we are so used to maintaining in person.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I'm at the age where I'm starting to like lose touch with things.
Sure. So even more important to stay as connected as you can, especially with the weirdness of these days.
You know, now normally Ed, he kind of has a hard time dealing with those flip cross-ups.
Doesn't really have like a good cross-up anti-air.
Yeah, so let's see how that plays out here. But if you time it well, you can EX upper like right when it gets to that side.
Okay, just
But
delay
you gotta make sure, yeah, not to do it too fast because you're gonna go underneath it.
Okay. Nice V break there.
Yeah, like that.
And Punk Waffle putting a lot of damage on Tyrannia pretty early here. Tyrannia is definitely going to be playing from a deficit. And Punk Waffle has like no fear going for those EX psycho uppers, and he does them at very strange points too. It's not even
teach him a lesson.
Yeah, exactly. It's like and it probably works out about as much as it doesn't, to be honest. But the places that he's doing it it's intimidating to approach somebody who's showing such a willingness to do it at such unexpected times, because you're just kind of like, am I good now? Can I walk in and press a button?
Yeah, I guarantee you though, you know, getting to these later matches here, he's gonna see it bite him in the ass at least once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, just by pure odds alone, you know, play with fire, you get burned sometimes.
For the loss though, you know, like I think it's damage is so high in this game.
Yeah, definitely very high, especially on blocked DPs. Well, it looks like Punk Waffle took that first one. Unfortunately, CFN cutting off the end of that fight again for us.
I mean, you can tell he did have the momentum though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Punk Waffle got beat up pretty bad in the first round of the first game, but since then, kind of been Punk Waffle in the driver's seat.
It's interesting that you can still like feel those things even if it's online and you don't like see the other guy. Like you can feel the tension, you know.
Yeah, just kind of the way that the person's moving their character, like the timing they're pressing their buttons at. You can sort of suss out what their mental state is just on their pure in-game decision making.
Yeah. Oh, there we go, man.
Ooh, well, lucky for Punk Waffle, Tyrannia dropped the full combo there.
Again.
Oh, yeah. Went for the cross up. Punk Waffle got the answer on deck.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, that's one thing I really miss most about playing live matches, where you can like feel the aura of the other guy.
Yeah, you can read the IRL body language. You can hear them say like, you know, like curse when they drop combos.
See their shoulders slink a little bit. And
yeah.
Like, I got this guy. Yeah, but Punk Waffle, real control right now.
Oh, big crush counter sweep there. Yeah, but I mean, this is still Punk Waffle's game to lose.
I don't know about that.
that's that. I mean, he's still got a life lead here, but he's got his back to the corner. Oh, what a weird connect on the flicker.
You know, something I'm noticing about Punk Waffle is that he is to get the flicker to come out off a jab, he's mashing jab
Hmm.
like multiple times and not canceling it off a like a plink.
Yeah, because
Like
you can
one jab.
you can piano it like Hondas, right?
Right. And I think when you do that, you kind of miss out.
Yeah, I mean, it takes longer for it to happen,
Mhm.
and you pretty much always have to do it off of the jab to start things up with it.
Yeah, well, you push them too far most times.
Yeah, because it's not going to combo after like 2 jabs.
So what?
All right, so that was losers semis there. Punk Waffle did take it 2-0.
That was man. He looked. He set up all the traps. You know, like
Yeah.
you know all of the EXs.
We're gonna see. I mean, Shake has been playing like a madman this whole tournament, and
Let's do this.
I mean, you know, like I was saying earlier, Shake did just win Last Chance Qualifier for Tekken 7 last night. Still and it's very much within the realm of possibility that he wins the Street Fighter V Last Chance Qualifier as well. And I mean, Shake plays Chun-Li kind of like, I don't know what Shake's history is with Street Fighter V, or if Street Fighter V or Tekken 7 is his main game or what. But the way Shake plays Chun-Li kind of makes me think of somebody's playstyle, you know, who this isn't their first Street Fighter game. A little bit more patient, confident in being able to use their movement as an offensive tool.
Round 1.
Punk Waffle, I don't know. You know,
well, I mean, those are just like general, like fighting game general shit, right?
Right, exactly. So maybe, I mean, yeah. So, from that perspective, maybe this is his first Street Fighter game, but you know, somebody who's perhaps at least been at fighting games for a little while.
Definitely a more experienced fighting game player, but you know, looking on the ropes this round.
Yeah, I mean, everybody looks about the same age when they're just getting, you know, 7 golden lettered like that.
Round 2. Fight.
Man, Punk Waffle starting out real confident here.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, Trusty Penguin's saying it's his first game he started playing sometime over the summer. Maybe just an old soul then.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know, it is weird. Like some people get it, you know, get it fast, and then some people don't.
Everybody's got their own rate.
It takes some years, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely more the latter.
You think so?
Oh man, ask anybody about my first year in Street Fighter 4 around here, and they'll tell you.
Shake looking a lot better that round.
Definitely looking a lot better in that round. Is that coming from your end?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Dude, I'm sorry. I put my leg on my keyboard.
I was like, cool. I don't remember this song in the game, but I'll go with it.
All right, I'm closing it out.
Yeah, closing out and taking that's first game of the losers final set. So this is going to be first to 3 to advance to fight Nano Devil Trigger.
You know, I am pretty confident. I feel like Shake has a good chance of making the right adjustments and bringing this back.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Shake has definitely shown an ability to keep it cool under pressure and has a good amount of adaptability.
Right. Like, you know, I can't really say that he's gotten outplayed or in that game. Like, you know, sometimes it's just bust ass, right? I mean, you can't.
Right. That's gonna happen.
Sometimes you just get. What do they say? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like a really far away.
Do you think he tried to de-skim him? But what? What is this?
I don't. Punk Waffle getting maybe a little bit experimental.
You're making me... Is this like collusion? What is this?
All right, well, then Punk Waffle looking like he's got all the answers right now. Takes a pretty. Oh, that big roundhouse coming out.
He's just proven. He's like, hey, I'm a crazy motherfucker. I'll do it.
You think I won't do it, man?
I'm gonna do mid-screen EX for no reason.
Oh, bam! Caught him on the other side. Chun-Li's.
Yeah. That I feel like that move becomes a little predictable in V-Trigger.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Shake tying it up here 1-1.
Got the reads.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see if he's still gonna go with that crazy shit.
I mean, yeah, Punk Waffle was getting a little jazzy with some of those ideas earlier on. That V shift from further away maybe was an attempt to bait a stand fierce for a whip punish potentially. I don't know. Nice confirmed the X legs.
Seems like if Shake just keeps it solid, that they'll pretty much. Punk Waffle will eventually hang himself.
Yeah, and you know, Punk Waffle's a strong player and has good pressure, and it has shown a lot of creativity with their options and everything. But Punk Waffle seems to like to kind of run away with the rounds a bit, you know. Maybe isn't always the most happy taking incremental victories here and there towards an overall victory.
It's about sending a message.
Yeah, exactly. And Shake has good enough defensive fundamentals that it's just sort of like you can't really steamroll him without like really earning it. Shake has one more use of V-Trigger left. There it is. He's gonna go for the throw again. There he is again. You know, we see Shake a lot of times going for that throw to close the rounds out. Just keeps it nice and simple. And I mean, it's worked more often than not. And oftentimes when it hasn't worked, it just winds up in a teched throw, and it's not that big of a deal.
Well, especially against Ed too, because if you're walking up with the jab pressure, you'll be able to block those EXs on reaction.
Definitely.
So he's up 2-1 now?
2-1, correct, yeah, for Shake right now. This is a first of 3 as it's losers finals. The winner will advance to fight Nano Devil Trigger on winner's side of grand finals.
He's in East Coast.
Okay. Got the anti-Kokoken option on deck there. But he looked like he just got one hit of the EX legs there.
Oh man. I think he's getting a little predictable with those when he turns the V-Trigger on.
Big chunk of damage there. Oh, EX lightning legs. comes
throw
to
it out.
say. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's an expensive poke, but if cost is no object, you gotta admit it's probably one of the best pokes in the game.
You know, if you think about like your like mental ability or time as a resource, I mean that gives you a lot of time to think, you know, and regain your bearings. Like, you know, he's solidly outplaying him at this point, and that's what 3-1.
That's 3-1. Shake did just win losers finals over Punk Waffle, but Punk Waffle's out in third place, very respectable showing, and also in the money. Third place taking 10% of the overall prize pool, which at this point is at $56.70, thanks to an additional $10 donation from our very own Battle Lounge. So it's going to be a $56.70 prize pool split between the players. And if you want to add a free 50 cents to that, just go ahead and hit that Matcherino link over there. And in the upper right-hand side of the screen, you can just hit that contribute button, sign in with your Discord or whatever it is you want to do. And you can go ahead and just add a free 50 cents to the prize pool with that promo code SFVLCQ. And if you are feeling generous as to donate money out of your own pocket into the prize pool as well, we are always extremely appreciative of people who decide to support us out of their own pocket as well, of course.
I like to see these guys get paid.
Yeah, definitely. And next weekend, I mean, we're going to be seeing some people getting paid for sure, because the combined value of each of the prize pools for across all three of our games is over $1,000. So some people are going to be probably getting some Grubhub the next day or something, you know?
Hell yeah, man.
That's whenever I won any money off of tournaments, you know, which wasn't all the time, but sometimes it would pretty much wind up in one of two places afterwards. That'd either be going out for dinner with my partner, or just blowing it all on drinks that night with the homies.
Sounds about right. About right. Like I got like second place in a Third Strike tournament the other day, and Brittany's like, "So what? Sushi dinner?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Let's do it." It's not my money, baby.
Nah, yeah, you know what though? Like this stuff, like I think the FGC is something that has really kept me sane throughout this.
Oh
whole-
yeah,
all the craziness, you know. Like I'm very fortunate to be a part of it.
yeah. And it's so good to have the Battle Lounge Discord, where even though a lot of the people in there, like such as yourself and a lot of the other members of the Battle Lounge community, oh, well, there he goes. He's gone. Once again, he should return. There you go. But yeah, it's definitely been a feeling that I think a lot of us have had, where it's been a much appreciated thing to have places like the Battle Lounge Discord where people from the community can stay in touch with each other.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're seeing Shake coming out swinging here.
He's going with Gil.
Looks like it. Now, we did see Nano Devil Trigger bust out the Cami to take the winner's final set of this. Maybe Nano Devil Trigger just being like, I got some games to throw away. Maybe let's just see what this is like.
He wants another Battle Lounge moment, number 69.
Yeah, that was pretty god tier moment back in Street Fighter V, part of the regular season play between Nano Devil Trigger and Shake. I think it was the 5th tournament in our series of 6 where Nano Devil Trigger parried all the hits of Chun-Li's super in to avoid a chip out from Shake, and then got a full punish on the other side and ended up taking the set, if I am remembering correctly. Hey, shoutouts to Shin Matt for subscribing with Prime. And also shoutouts to Bacon for subscribing as well.
Thank you for supporting.
Oh man, Shake got the throw pressure on. Oh, this is starting to look tough for Nano Devil Trigger to come back from, but he does have super and V Trigger, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah, and you know, Shake coming from losers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
you know, even if it
Well, there it goes.
Even if you are down. Yeah, I mean, even if they only have to win one set and you manage to reset the bracket, like the momentum is suddenly in your favor, and it's
Definitely.
you can very easily come back on that. It seems like a lot of games I have to win 6 games, but
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like a lot of times people when they're up on winner's side in grand finals, it can take actually like a fair. As hard as it is to not tilt when you're losing, it can also sometimes be hard to not feel yourself when you're winning, you know?
you get lazy.
Yeah, get a little bit too comfortable. And the other guy is fighting for their life, you know, so they got the fire in their eyes.
Round 2.
When your back's to the wall, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice punish on that.
Pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis.
But yeah, already almost halfway there.
Yeah. I mean, Shake could potentially go up 2-0 here, but Nano Devil Trigger also did have the option to switch back to the Cammy, but seems to be feeling the Gil pick here. I mean, one thing you gotta give Gil over Cammy is the raw damage output on good connects. Like Gil can just put it out like nobody else in some cases.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, and that comes with that's one of the benefits of being like a multi-character specialist is you know, like you got to think with Gil, if you know, I just got to get it a few times and it is done, right?
Right, exactly. Oh, just taking a aggressive dash up throw to close that round out. Yeah, and like you're saying, when you're multi-character specialist, you have the ability to just kind of be thinking about it the whole time. You know, like if you're just coming out with the raw super.
I think he tried to punish us.
I think that must have been it. Yeah, good point. You know, you can already be thinking about what the meta changes are going to be like on your next character if you're thinking about switching it up, like people like Nano Devil Trigger can. So sometimes you can kind of catch your opponent off guard, and maybe their plan isn't as deeply developed as what yours is going to be.
There's a nice block on the reset, but he still got hit.
Yeah, unfortunate for Nano Devil Trigger. Shake's looking. Oh, that is gonna do it for Nano Devil Trigger to tie this grand final setup.
Good stuff.
Gil wins.
And Shake
He could have comboed those lights into super. Right.
Yeah, I think so too. Wasn't like a weird range or anything.
Round 1.
Nano Devil Trigger maybe showing us exactly why he picked Gil and is sticking with him here.
See, this is Street Fighter 5. This is where the fun's at. You know, we got evenly matched players. You know, and you can see the game evolving with every round.
Yeah, options get taken away, added back as the meta changes up. Players, was that a parry on the V reversal there? That's tough to do on Chun-Li's V reversal because she's got one of those fast V reversals that doesn't.
Did you see that retribution?
Oh no, I missed it when I was talking about the V reversal.
Cryokinesis. 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 Cryokinesis.
Oh, Shake has the V trigger here to get this party started. There it is. That's not gonna kill, I don't think. Nope.
It's an overhead? Nope.
Oh, the lucky back throw.
Super iron, yeah.
And then, oh yeah, that's
totally worth it.
Totally worth it. And Shake was already in V trigger, so of course they couldn't have V reversal out of there.
So is this one round away?
It is. I think it's still 1-1. It's still 1-1 right now.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah. So if Nano Devil Trigger takes another round in this game, that'll put Nano Devil Trigger up 2-1 over Shake. But Shake could also still very much win this game and put themselves up 2-1 in this scenario as well.
Cryokinesis. Pyrokinesis.
And Shake is really good about picking those moments to stick those stand heavy kicks out there.
Yeah. And right there you can see that now it's starting to bait out the heavy from Gil.
Mhm.
He's trying to preemptively hit it.
I mean, Chun-Li's buttons, like distance versus startup speed for her is really excellent pretty much across, compared to just about any character in the game. I mean, Gil's normals are good and reach pretty far, but he definitely kind of exposes himself to a little bit more risk of getting counter hit.
V-shift in the corner.
We've been seeing a lot of people doing that, and I've always thought on paper that seemed like a pretty bad option, but we've been seeing some people get a lot of mileage out of it. And Shake's going to go up 2-1 here in this grand finals set. Keeping in mind that Nano Devil Trigger is on winner's side, so Shake has to win the reset and then the next bracket to take the tournament home.
Are we going to see a character switch?
Sticking with the Gil.
Fight.
I mean, it's like a lot. Anybody watching this is going to be thinking the same thing. Like the Kami switch is always on the table, especially after Nano Devil Trigger played so cleanly and confidently against Shake with Kami in winners finals. So you got to know that both players have that potential switch on their mind. The Nano Devil Trigger's now locked in with the Gil for the rest of this pre-reset grand finals set here.
I mean, he's confident with the character.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Oh, we got. Oh, miscounted the parries.
Well, I mean, because you can hold it, right?
You can't hold it, yeah. So maybe it's just a little bit of a timing mix-up on that then.
Well, I mean, maybe he didn't know how long he had held it before releasing it, so it could have been.
Yeah, Nano Devil Trigger, no stranger to fancy parries for sure. Shake is putting the heat on. Nano Devil Trigger has his back to the corner, getting the punish on the raw legs there. Well, I think it was potentially a dropped reset, or maybe it was just supposed to look that way to bait a button on wake up or something. I don't know, but that sequence did put Nano Devil Trigger on equal footing with Shake here.
Cryokinesis.
Man, I hate how Gil changes stances.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the only character that does that.
Well, he needs to, because they gotta keep his sides correct for for the fire and ice on the animations.
Yeah, I guess.
He's the only character that has the nice jab buffer into the shoulder tackle.
It is final round.
You can't have Gil shooting fireballs out of his ice arm. You know what I mean?
That is true. It makes it look different, though.
Yeah, you almost have to remember like the appearances of twice as many animations for his special moves at least.
It's like Capcom, they put a lot of polish and effort into like the most random things. Almost stunned.
Oh man! Nano Devil Trigger found exactly what he needed. That stun's gonna be off him, and it's gonna put him in a good life lead after this. Should get some Oki pressure after that. Look at that! Took Shake almost to the complete opposite side of the screen there. Oh, dashed right into the knuckle sandwich into V-trigger cancel. He could definitely chip because Shake can't be reversal out at this point. And that's it. That's going to chip out. Nano Devil Trigger going to tie up the set here, 2-2.
Good shit.
Man. This, I mean, their first set was really good, but this is it's always tight to see grand final sets going, to last game of reset, and then it's like we could be stacked for another full set after this if Shake wins this next game.
Fight.
It's a pleasure to watch.
Absolutely.
Pyrokinesis.
Oh, getting hit with that stand heavy punch there. Such a good button from Chun-Li. I mean, it has been since season 1.
Looks like he's trying to intercept it with the parries.
I mean, it's risky to try, but rewarding if it works, because the stand fierce, of course, being a heavy button, it has enough recovery that if you parry it, you can get a lot of damage on it afterwards. Oh, but Shake almost has stun against Nano Devil Trigger here.
All it takes is one reset.
True.
Just do that.
Nano Devil Trigger has a little bit of V-Trigger left to go. Oh, the empty jump!
Dropping the soap.
Sheesh!
Damn.
And then spending the super just to close it out. Scaling was too high to close it out on anything other than super in that scenario, so definitely the way to play. Alright, well, I mean, with that, Nano Devil Trigger is actually on tournament point.
Fight. Cryokinesis.
Oh, Gil can really turn it around in one hit, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the raw damage and set play of this character, especially when in V-Trigger, is difficult to match in this game, I would say. Especially considering that Gil isn't really that kind of character in just the regular like mid-game plays and stuff. You know, he kind of tends to be like walking around at a distance, buffering specials, trying to catch whiff punishes and throwing fireballs and stuff. Kind of, you know, maybe not like pure zoning, but definitely becomes quite a bit of a different beast when V-Trigger comes around.
Yeah. He's one of those. I mean, I guess they kind of made him like Korean in that way. Right?
Oh, just EX Kokoning in front of the fireball. Okay, shit. Well, I mean, Nano Devil Trigger's on tournament point, Shake's on reset point.
Yeah, I mean, he could afford to use that round as, you know, data gathering.
Definitely. Oh, big block on the. I think he wanted EX legs on that.
Trying to bait him out with the whiff grabs.
Yeah. Sometimes you just throw out like a weird animation to sort of bait people's responses like that. I mean, you know probably better than most. You're a Guile player.
Well, because it looks a little bit similar, right?
Yeah, it looks like the startup of a boom. Yeah.
He's really close. I think this might be it.
Oh, yeah, because he has the juggle and super, and that is going to be it. Your last chance qualifier winner is going to be Nano Devil Trigger. Hey, but big shout outs to both players. I mean, honestly, Shake has to feel good about this weekend because not only did he win last chance qualifiers for Tekken 7 last night, but he was inches away from taking it for this one too. But Nano Devil Trigger.
Bread.
What's that?
I'm making that bread.
Making that bread, baby. Hey, and it's not too late to add a little bit of bread to the prize pool. We got a $57.90 prize pool for tonight's event. And if you want to add a free 50 cents to that, just please type in, I'll drop a link in the bracket, in the Twitch chat here. Just follow that link, use coupon code SFELCQ to add a free 50 cents to the prize pool. Or if you want to add some of your own money into there as well, that's always very appreciated. But we've also got, next weekend coming up is going to be our finals, where you're going to be seeing Nano Devil Trigger fighting in the 9th seed for our finals event for Street Fighter V on Sunday, as well as the Friday before that, we got Soul Calibur 6 and Tekken 7 the Saturday after that. So, I mean, it's the conclusion to months of tournaments across all three of those games. I'm very excited to see the conclusion on a lot of this stuff. I mean, every single one of these brackets has been extremely competitive over the course of the whole season.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people say that it's been a sorry, it's been a tough time for fighting games, but
Mhm.
I think it's in other ways it's actually been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a tough time for fighting games in a lot of ways, but I mean, what is like one of the first things they tell you about getting better at fighting games is you adapt. You adapt to the
Yeah.
situation. And it does suck that we can't have offline events anymore, but there's silver linings to these online tournaments. Like I was saying before, we get these players that we wouldn't normally be able to get. We have a lot of people in NorCal that have been able to enter our tournaments on a pretty regular basis, which is awesome for both us and them because then we get more tournament exposure to different players and stuff outside of our scene. Um, and I mean, it's been it's been a crazy time from the production side as well, which has been awesome. And when at least when it's not awesome, satisfying to figure out, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff, man. Like I've had a lot of fun playing in these tournaments, being a part of it.
nice.
So,
I'm glad to hear you say so. And yeah, and it's been a pleasure. It's has always been a pleasure watching you play and watching how all of these point standings evolve over time. Um, it's gonna be it's I mean it's we've been running tournaments every 2 weeks for a while. This is the first time in months that we've had 3 weekends back to back of nothing but tournaments. And we're not through it yet. This next weekend, we got the finals coming up. Like I was saying, we're going to see the conclusion to months of league play. A lot of prize money on the line. So if you are wanting to get in on any of that action and tune in and get more information, just go ahead and follow that link to our Discord over here. And we got what you're looking for.
hell yeah, I'm coming for you, Shin Matt.
Oh, you got the run back in your heart. Yeah, baby. That's what I like to hear. Get the fire in it. It's all I like the fist bumps and stuff as much as the next guy, but I also you need to have those rivalries. You got to have a little bit of the fire in it to make it to make those stories happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Like even if it's something as like lame as like a video game, right?
Hey, it's
like,
only as lame as you let it be.
exactly. Like it's like yeah.
I mean, to me, fighting games, it's like, yeah, you can just play fighting games like a video game, and that's totally okay. Like if you're just looking to have like a good time, blow off some steam, and you just like playing fighting games, I think that's totally fine. That's a totally valid way to play fighting games. But I think fighting games can be so much more than that, and they are so much more than that for a lot of the people who play them and put hundreds or thousands of hours into these games. It's a journey of self-improvement. It's a journey of personal development. It's a journey of storytelling, of community. It can be and so a lot of people sort of do still think of it in those terms where they're like, well, it is just a game, and it's like, well, maybe for you it is just a game, but
right. Well, I think just like what I was saying earlier about Beer Bodo's improvement throughout the years, it's like even if it's something like video games, just knowing that you can put in the work for something and see results and improve your situation, it's very empowering.
Absolutely.
It's very powerful to have that.
It's a kind of direct. It's a kind of like pureness and honesty. I think that isn't always very well represented in real life. That you kind of wish was. But
well, it's like saying that I have some control over my life, even if it's this,
Yeah,
and,
it at least shows you that there's a path to that.
Right. But all right, man.
Cool. Well, hey, thank you so much for commentating with me today. I had a really good time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, anytime you want to come back and do it, the door is open. Obviously, you're going to be playing next weekend, so probably not that, but but yeah, thanks again so much for commentating with me. It's been a pleasure, and thanks to everybody at home for tuning in. follow us on Twitter, Facebook, get on our Discord especially. That's where all of our main information comes out. And join us next week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 7 p.m. each of those days for our finals, which will be the completion of Quarantine League Season 2. I'll be there again for Street Fighter 5 commentary, and you'll be there playing, and we got a whole bunch of awesome matches coming up. So, yeah, I once again am Keeper 253. Y'all take it easy.
Dagger G. Take care, guys.
Peace.